All right.
We're not live.
Wait,
We have to
are we
confirm
live?
and go live. I'm just looking at this. Everything okay there?
Yep, it's
Okay.
looking good. Okay.
Now we are live.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to another week of Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I am Kelly Breivik, a PhD student in the English department at UWM.
Hey, I'm Layla Ziller. I'm a PhD candidate in the anthropology department. I play Ash.
I'm Eric. I play M. I'm a PhD student at UWM as well.
And Corey will be here soon. So, can I get a recap from last week?
That's a good question.
Oh yeah, y'all were pretty busted last week.
I'm pretty busted this week. Less busted than I was last week. Still pretty busted this week. Because me and Sleep, we don't jive. We're not sharing a bed. So, what happened? I don't even know. I was very tired, and shit happened.
Yep.
We went north. We fought a bunch of zombies.
Yes.
There was a map, and we had to
Yes.
figure out how to get across the map, and just went in a straight line and had to fight a lot of things.
Shitload of things.
So many things.
Yeah, it was like, we're just trying to, so we're on a quest to rid the world of undead, and there's a big undead army brewing in the north, and so we're going to go...
We're playing Game of Thrones, but with better characters.
Yes, and hopefully a better Season 8.
We're only on Season 3 right now, though, so I don't know.
So, who knows when this will go downhill. The thing is, it'll never go downhill for us because it'll still be fun to play, but maybe for you, the viewer. Another notable thing is that Ash got disowned.
Oh, yeah, we went to
Yeah.
talk to Mom, and that was awful, and I blocked that out of my brain. Thank you, Eric.
And Tomas gave you sweet presents.
But out of pity, so it doesn't fucking count.
No, he gave it to you before that happened.
That's true. Cloak.
So-
That's true.
So we're
Yep.
probably going to have
But
to
that's 'cause
kill
Ash got
Ash's
old.
mom because she's an
Ooh, we're
undead.
pinging. Can we,
Oh, you want me to turn that down a little
Yeah.
bit? Yeah. Do.
Because I'm not even
There we go.
Sorry, I was just talking and it was pinging to the red, and I was like, that's probably bad.
Yeah, you want it to peak in yellow typically.
Yeah. We went to go talk to Mommy Dearest. That was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
She's being controlled / thinks she's controlling a demon, which is hilarious. So we're probably gonna have to kill one of them or both of them at some point. We're gonna go kill M's best friend. Blah, names, etc.
Yes.
We're gonna try not to.
Well, nobody knows except for you
But
and me
low-key.
that it's my best friend.
Mm-hmm. And me.
Well, yeah, you know. You made that decision.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, this is my best friend, and we got separated. She's evil now.
She is the She is the baddie. She is the final boss.
Like, I almost feel bad, but I don't, that I just turned his backstory into, like, the first big bad.
I mean,
Like-
that's what happens when one character gives you a backstory and everyone else
It's-
is just like, stuff happened.
It literally is, because, like, Eric gave me, like, a 3-page, like,
Yeah.
really good
Single
back.
spaced.
And,
Yeah, no, that
And-
is my normal.
Corey goes, yeah, he grew up in a church and got stabbed once and then joined a thieves guild. And I was like, what does he look like? Paul Dano. And speak of the devil.
Yes, Paul Dano.
Paul Dano has arrived, and we can play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Sweet.
We were just
Dungeons
talking
and
about
Dragons.
backstories when y'all gave me
Yeah,
your
you know that
backstories.
wonderful backstory I eventually gave you?
Yeah?
I have given Kelly none of that.
Yeah, same. You know this wonderful Bible that I
Wait.
wrote for you guys?
Ash
Yeah.
has more?
No.
Oh.
I wrote 6 pages.
Oh, so you
I wrote
cared more
6
for
pages.
the other
Nice.
characters.
Well,
No!
well, apparently it didn't matter. None of the backstory mattered.
Literally none. That's not true. Well, now it doesn't.
No, I mean, it still, like, matters in the world of the game.
It can
Yeah.
be nice to get... Oh, hey, Robomofo.
Hey.
Is that a rice cooker?
Nope, that's just coffee.
It's just coffee.
But it'd be cool if we were cooking rice. Just
That would be cool.
We're just gonna have rice balls later.
But it can be nice as a DM, I think, to like not have too much information, because then you
Yeah.
can kind of craft around yourself. Like,
So, for the record, I gave Corey a very nice, concise 4 paragraphs
Uh-huh.
when I
Yes.
originally started.
Yes.
And then he fucked it up. And so I was like,
Great.
alright,
I
now I
Because I
gotta...
misread a referent in one sentence.
Oh my god.
Well, and then I, like, tested you on your backstory.
Yeah, and then I forgot.
Yeah,
that happened.
got trusted
Before you
her.
get settled in two things, lights
Yes.
and door.
But anyway, enough about the other campaign.
Yep.
We're on this campaign.
We're in this campaign, and Jesus.
That was loud.
Yes,
That was
that
loud.
was.
It's really loud, dude.
You hate the listeners on the podcast.
Hi guys. I'm sorry.
So who are you? Who do you play? What do they do real well?
Fran. I'm Corey.
Nothing. The answer to the last question is nothing.
I'm Franz the Rogue.
Can you get on camera?
Yeah. This is I'm in a weird spot.
No. Oh my God. There's a whole thing over
There's a
here.
place for you.
There's a place for me.
You're still not on camera.
Oh my God.
I'll
No.
adjust the
It's all
camera.
good now. I'm on camera. Hi,
Okay.
my name's Corey Hernot. I'm a Play
There
NC
we go.
student in the PhD program here at UWM thing. I play Franz the Rogue, and
Thank you,
I
Prince of Altea, for following.
am
Thank
very
you.
frazzled right now. Also, what I'm really good at, my character's really good at, because I'm not good at anything personally.
Being lucky.
I'm good at perceiving things. It seems like I am the perceive bot.
That is fair.
I
That's
literally
fair.
multiple times an episode asked Franz, "Hey, can you look for this?" instead of making the roll myself.
Yeah.
Don't you have like a 1 modifier or something?
Well, yeah, I just have +1 wisdom, and I'm not proficient in it. I'm good at deception, but all of us are good at deception, so it doesn't matter.
Yes. We
Don't worry,
are
someday-
varying levels of awesome at bluffing. And
Someday,
Yes.
Kelly will ask me to make a persuasion check again, and then my +8 will come in handy.
it's fair.
Have I never
It's
given
fair.
you that many persuade? Oh
No.
wow.
I'm
No.
pretty sure it's once.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
You
have
do
to...
a lot of insight.
You're very
I
staunch
did.
NPCs.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You're just like, nope, you cannot.
Okay.
No persuasion.
Maybe today.
What,
That actually wasn't a
the-
critique. We're just
the
joking around.
undead-
Maybe
Yeah,
I don't
no.
try to
Yeah.
persuade
Kelly
people enough.
is
No,
a
it's not just
phenomenal
you.
DM, okay?
Yeah,
Thank
Kelly's
you.
really good. For all we know, it could be that
Oh.
I'm not trying to ever persuade anything to do anything. Maybe I'm just
I mean, it's true.
Well,
You haven't been like, can I persuade?
yeah. Well, I try not.
So
I-
she said no.
Kelly knows this, that I don't ask
Yeah.
to do rolls ever. I let the DM tell me when to do a roll, so I just try to describe what I
Well,
do.
then you can't complain.
I mean, you can.
I'm not complaining. It's okay.
There's
I was
stuff
more
that
just
I play with
joking
Eric,
about the-
and then I'll
I'm
do
just
the
giving you
rolls,
shit.
and he's
I'm
like,
just
I
giving
didn't ask you to do a roll yet. So,
Uh,
anyway, let's get to what we're doing today.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's a good chat. We could have more of it in the last half hour.
We never remember what we're going to chat about
No.
in the last
No.
half hour.
No.
We'll say it in the first half hour.
No,
We should create a list.
but
Well,
we'll
Chat
should.
We
We
should be
write it
good
down.
doctoral students and take notes.
Chat should
No.
take a- should make a
Undergrads
list.
take notes.
Yeah.
Graduate students do not.
They talk about
Graduates-
taking
They
notes.
talk about taking notes.
They have their laptops out, so they say they take better notes, but really they're just messaging each other.
Really, they're
Yeah,
just
we
having a
have a
meme
group
war
chat.
based on
Yeah.
how bad the teacher is.
I don't think I've ever meme word.
Oh, I had a class where one full 2/3 of the room sat on one side and 2 other students sat on the other side, and then the professor was over here, and those 2 were idiots, and our professor didn't like ever stop them from being idiots, and so the rest of us would just have meme conversations entirely on memes on Facebook, but had to sit so that our computers.
Right.
But then we would all laugh at the same time. That was a problem.
Oh, jeez.
Rough.
that was an awful.
All right, so you get to the fortress.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to
We did. We made it through the
Yes, you
undead
did.
shit.
Yep.
Ash is pissed.
Yep.
Man.
So yeah, y'all have been fighting a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we still had to go through like 5 more rounds.
No, we
No,
decided
we
we were
rolled
just gonna
it.
walk
We,
the rest of the
uh,
goddamn.
We did it. We rolled a d12.
Don't even-
to-
we don't even
Auto
be
battled
saying-
though. It's like when you're like playing an RPG and you're done playing, you just click like the auto do. I'm playing Fire Emblem right now, and like
Right?
And,
Isn't
like,
that great?
I've never auto taught my students. Like I manually teach them.
Oh,
but I
you do.
could just auto teach them, and so
No.
that's what we did for the last couple squares. Is we just
Yeah.
auto
We
battle.
rolled-
You
Yeah.
took a bunch of damage.
You
No,
did.
we didn't take any.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
halved it because I'm.
No, that
Have we
was a
long rested
roll.
since then?
Not yet. So
Okay.
you did not get to half it.
I'm still
It was
full
just
HP.
the.
Well, I wrote it as halved, and I don't remember what the amount was.
Well
so.
then, double it because you didn't take any damage.
I understand that you're an
beforehand.
English major, but you can do addition.
And subtraction.
Right.
So anyway, you took a lot of
Multiplication.
damage.
Times 2.
Yep. So, Just to describe it, it is like the wall. It's just made out of ice. So, and it's about like 35 feet high, and it looks chunky as shit. But Tomas, he just walks right up to it, and it looks like he's walking up to a wall. Like, imagine like Harry, platform 9 3/4 style, watching his friend just walk through the wall. Like, what the fuck? And he puts his arm up, and there's like a little bracer on it, and he presses the bracer to a part of the wall, and then this glyph shows up. Roll a history check. Eric with advantage.
Wow.
Why do I have advantage?
13.
You'll find out.
I got a 1.
All
I
right.
know
History. That would be a 17.
What was that one
I'm gonna
yesterday?
text you something
There were so
on
many ones
Facebook.
yesterday.
Oh, don't worry. That's been happening.
Yeah, it has ever since I put Streamlabs.
Oh,
It
really?
doesn't affect like performance or anything, and it doesn't like ping the thing off of anything. It's just the monitor's like, and then okay. So.
Anyways,
Figured
so
out. Oh, yeah, sorry.
you're sending me a message. So,
Yeah.
small talk. Wow, it looks like we don't want the Inquisition here. They got magic right at the front door.
I'm gonna piss off the top of this thing.
So the glyph appears, and he touches that, and then like magic, this door appears. A la.
What's up, Zeptech?
Hello.
Hello, Zeptech.
Thank you for joining us. This what's it called? Like Gandalf, Mines of Moria, and he just opens the door, and he goes after you.
Ash walking?
I don't know. Okay.
Okay. And out of curiosity,
Walking.
sofa, brown, green, in the bag, out of the bag.
Green bag.
Okay. Excuse me. So you walk in, and just to give you, this is like not to scale, but here's.
Like 30 episodes.
Okay. All right. So
I think
this is
that's
the
what,
door,
number
and
29?
it's a big ass door. Yeah, we're
How
pretty.
many weeks are we in?
We started January 19th, missed 1 week, and played every week since then.
So how many weeks have we been through in the year? More than 26,
It's been a while.
28? So probably this is 26?
Yeah, I said about 30. I just rounded.
Yeah.
How much in-game time have we played?
A lot.
Don't-
Times that by
don't-
3.
Don't.
Or 2. Anyway. So, immediately
So many.
over here, there's these very, like, they are very clearly new, makeshift, like, oh shit, we gotta put stuff together. And some refugee-looking people kind of milling about in front of it. Some of them looking better than others, some of them,
Cool.
young, old, they just got here by the looks of it.
Thanks for the follow.
There's more,
Where's that
put
popping up
together
at? I'm sorry.
structures.
Oh, hey,
What?
cool.
What's up? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
More put together structures in the back.
Main
Feel
part
free
of the
to
screen.
actually. You know what? I'll shut up so you can interact with the people in chat.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're describing what we're
Yeah,
about to interact
sorry.
with.
No, Sorry, Kelly. I'm the one entered.
There's a reason why a lot of D&D shows don't interact with chat, but we're one that does, to a degree.
I was just on I was just watching a chat where they literally brought in NPCs of people who like followed and like were in chat a lot.
I
And
And
love
that was
that.
awesome.
That
That was
is
so
cool.
cool.
That is really cool. That's the way. That's how you get fans for life.
That's how you get fans for life,
Yeah.
seriously. No, so Zeptech, we just walked into the stronghold of a army that is fighting the undead. An undead army.
Yarp.
And we're basically the muscle.
We hope.
We're coming in to save the day because they're not doing so hot.
I feel like we're gonna be America in World War II, and really pat on ourselves on the back for it. But I don't know how much we're actually gonna do.
We're gonna be
we'll
like
see.
we're gonna be like Italy in World War II, where like they joined the Allies like at the very end.
Oh, that's worse. That's so much worse.
No.
But
Oh,
probably
wow.
right.
No, because we've been killing Nazis in this game.
you
Yes.
have killed like pretty much a literal Nazi. At least
We
one
were like
so
the-
far.
We were not like
We're like the resistance of Italy.
we weren't like Mussolini where it was
We made the
like
resistance of France at least.
right. we're yeah.
Like a really bad first half, but the second half we just like come back really strong.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm really worried because Kelly's drawing out this big map. Why?
I mean, I can't spell barracks. Congratulations,
That's
me.
That looks like
I
rock.
spelled them differently twice, and I bet you that neither of them are
All right,
right.
so one of these is
I
the
can't
president
read, so
before our
it's-
current one, and the other one.
So anyway, so very new structures. What I missed. Thanks.
Oh man.
Nothing bad will happen at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
I
The
mean,
DM
this is-
never puts it out when there's gonna be a giant battle there.
Yeah.
Never.
This took time. This
Not
took
that way.
effort.
I mean, here's the thing. The last time I set a big battle up beforehand, you were like, let's negotiate it. So
But you can't negotiate with the undead.
you can't. But this is where this is the keeping the undead out.
So is this like Game of Thrones where they have ice daddies?
I never saw Game of Thrones.
That's
It was
okay.
Ice Daddies.
So-
Let's let the DM describe what's going on.
Yes.
I know there's some refugees and I see
Yep.
some barracks. What else am I seeing?
Displaced peoples.
Displaced
So-
people. The little dots are people.
Yes, for just
Circles.
in general, yeah. So very recent, very temporary type of tent housing that was put together. Like it's not even like good canvas. They're like, we tie coats together and then we kind of throw this like
You do what you
tarp
gotta do,
over
man.
it.
I'm gonna go over to.
There's some supply stuff.
You got this stuff.
There's some supply areas. And they are kind of like they're made out of like wood. So please don't burn it. And then made out of some. Anyway, I
This
should
is
have
the
thought.
second day in a row we've had problems
I
with burning shit down.
And then made from stone are the barracks, and then what looks like to be the captain's quarters. And when I say what looks like it, like Tomas, like he lives here, he's like, yeah, that's the barracks, that's the captain's quarters. And then behind that is pretty much this size, so this is only half of the
Okay.
fortress, but on the other half looks to be training grounds and
So,
practicing formation.
What
Go
is
ahead.
the actual scale?
2 baseball fields, 2 football fields. I want 2 football fields.
And
So this is one football field, and
And-
the other one's another football field, or this is 2 football fields?
This is 1 football field, and it's double the width. So I guess 4 football fields.
Cool. All right.
so
Sorry.
That's a big.
just to be
So
clear,
big
like
stronghold.
Yes.
the it's not 5 foot for each square, right?
No.
It's like
No.
10 foot
So-
or something.
It's
No, so
4
it's
foot.
4 foot. So that is 2 football fields wide and 1 football field long.
Well, not this though. The whole thing is what the size
So-
you just said,
yeah.
right?
The whole
No,
thing.
So
the
this
whole
is
thing is
half.
4.
Yeah.
For
So
people in
2
chat,
football fields, 1 football
Look up
field.
the Prague football
gonna-
field. It's probably that size.
American, please explain.
field.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yup.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yup.
Yeah.
I only know what a football field looks like and nothing else.
Yup.
Honestly, even though I really hate football, I understand the size of a football field better than I do soccer, which is the game that I
Right?
actually watch.
It's like
Yeah.
a unit. It's a good solid unit.
Well,
It
you
should be
maybe-
adopted
Have you
internationally.
have you been
Well-
to more like like actual American football games, or
No.
even like marching band or something?
No.
Oh, because in marching band you march on a football
Yeah.
field.
Well, I mean, I was in marching band, but I never actually marched on a football field. That's another story.
Okay.
They have grids. Yup. Absolutely does.
All right.
It's true. They have numbers. It's numbered.
So, Tomas pulls you aside actually, and he goes, I mean, I kind of have a reputation here, so like, don't let them know that like we used to live.
That's
on the
also true,
streets.
Nuptech.
That's
not
weird.
that I'm
You are ashamed.
ashamed of it.
You're ashamed.
Insight.
Talking about shame?
Insight. That's gonna
Can I hear
be.
that?
It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be 21.
Okay. Yeah, and you would have you have like insight like crazy, so you would have seen him kind of like pulling back a little, trying to like sequester Franz and somewhere away from your ears, and you're just like,
You know
"Oh,
what? I actually don't care. I'm not gonna go over there.
He is a little. He's made a good life for himself in the army, and he's a little ashamed. But he also goes, and sometimes like I do stuff under the table, and they think I'm a goody two shoes. So
I'm
it
gonna
kind
put
of
my
helps.
hand on his shoulder and like,
Uh-huh.
everyone loves a good sob story. Everyone has a redemption arc. Narrativise yourself and you'll go far.
He shakes his head. He goes, I
It's true.
haven't lied to anyone about my
Sounds like you
history.
have.
I omitted.
Oh! Oh!
That
Okay, Paladin.
That does not seem like in character for you.
It is.
No, I omit and think
Uh-huh.
that's truth. You omit and you probably have to go do 10 million Hail Marys.
I do.
And what good does that do you?
I mean,
Has he ever been in a
still
fortress
get,
before?
I still get to bless.
Oh no, I don't believe I have. Well, that's not true. I guess I have.
Oh.
So what? Are we even
Been in, like,
brothers here?
Inquisitions,
Of
weird
course.
fortresses
Oh, yeah.
before.
Well, I can't. I'm not
As
going
a
to deny
prisoner,
my
never
past.
as just
So
a
they're either going to
person.
think we
Oh,
lived
we
on
were
the
in
streets
that
or you were a shitty
fortress
brother.
Where we
which is
destroyed,
both.
and the other one we destroyed.
Oh man.
Really?
Man.
He's not
This isn't
enjoying
a good
that.
omen, us being in a fortress right
and,
now.
He literally rubbed his temple, and
really bad track record of fortresses.
he says, "If it
But
comes
we
up, it
wanted
comes
to
up."
destroy the other ones.
And
We wa-
he's
right?
pretty
We
annoyed
don't want
that
to
you're
dis-
not
We have a good
doing
track
him a
record
little
of
solid
destroying
here.
fortresses we want to destroy.
And he walks away a little salty.
But we've never not destroyed one.
So you two see Tomas
But
pull.
we don't. But we don't have to destroy something we don't want to destroy, right?
We were talking about our track record with fortresses.
Okay.
Because I was like, have you ever been in a fortress before? And was like, no, I haven't. And then it was like, oh wait, except for those 8 fortresses that we destroyed.
Yeah.
In the last...
Maybe let's
Yeah.
not
6
destroy
weeks.
this one.
Yeah,
That
no,
seems
no.
kind of important.
So I suppose we should go talk to the captain then.
I'm gonna go talk to the refugees.
Okay.
All right.
we have
And
to
just
go
so you
talk
know,
to them?
you watch Tomas walk away from Franz looking a little annoyed.
Is Tomas heading towards the captain's quarters?
He is. But he goes, "You can wait here. I'll be right back."
Don't you want your captain to see the muscle that you brought?
Later. And
All right.
he's
See?
a little annoyed. He's very, very curt.
So
with
Ash
you.
gets these puppy dog eyes on his face.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do a persuasion check.
Taking it right from Eric.
Oh god, I didn't
What do you
didn't
try
plan
to
that
persuade
actually.
him?
No, you didn't.
So I got a 17,
Okay.
but I'm trying to persuade him to stop. You look upset.
Oh man. You do get him to stop, and he turns around and he goes,
He's
"Because I am."
got the
And-
most sincere look on his face. I can't
You-
do the sincere face right now, but Ash can do the sincere face right
I can visualize it.
Question: Are you wearing the cloak right? I think you are because it was cold.
now. Yeah.
So, he pauses, looks at the cloak that you're wearing, and he goes, "What?"
I just wanted to make sure that you're okay. You look upset.
And he's very awkward right now. He doesn't know what he wants to do because he was ready to just go that way, and
Yeah.
Mm.
Ash is gonna fuck up his plans. It's fine.
yeah, and
That's
he
what Ash
goes, I'll be fine. I'm just annoyed.
Your little
It's
brother
a-
does that.
Yes.
You hear Franz say, "Omissions hurt just like lies."
Ignore him. I'm going to speak with my captain.
Well, maybe you
You
should
could come
wait
with
just a
me, or you
second
could-
and calm
Wait, sorry.
down, because right now you're really annoyed. You don't want to.
Uh-huh.
Your captain's probably been fighting undead for a while. He's probably really tired,
She.
and you don't. Sorry.
Run her back.
Me of all people should. I'm a powerful
Run
woman.
your captain back.
Anyways, maybe you
so
should
much
just
up.
relax for a second, so you don't come to her with your annoyed attitude.
Persuasion check.
Because you've been gone for a long time, and maybe coming back with a real bad attitude wouldn't be good. That would be a 17.
Nice.
Okay. You keep him there long enough for this huge Goliath woman to walk over, and just to describe her a little bit. I don't think that many of you have seen a Goliath before. They're kind of
Well, an actual Goliath.
yes.
Okay.
Like the race.
Yeah.
And they kind of kept to the mountains. People knew that they existed. What silliness! Persuade the NPC to make better
Yes.
choices.
Yes, Principality. Exactly.
you know that Goliaths exist, but they were very, very just keep to themselves in the mountains.
Right.
And she walks
Till the
over
undead come.
and gives a
Then they want favors.
big old smack on the back to Tomas.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Long time no see!" And he has to roll a strength check to not stumble forward. He rolls a 5. He stumbles forward, and he's looking even
Ash
more
catch him?
annoyed.
I want Ash to catch him. That would be hilarious.
Go ahead,
Dex save?
Yeah.
16?
Yeah. He stumbles forward into you, and you stabilize him. And she's huge, like almost 7 feet tall, shaved head. She's actually got red eyes, which is a little unsettling, but like she
That's cool.
comes up in such a friendly way. You notice like her personality before you notice her appearance. And give me 1 second, let me find her more description. She has like ghostly white skin, and she's actually albino, so it's just straight up white skin.
Pigment.
Yep. And so she turns to him and she's like, "Oh man, you look pretty rough." And then she looks to you guys. You all look pretty rough. Wow.
That's what happens in the forest of the undead.
Oh
You
man.
guys
You
going
Setting them on
outside?
fire.
set him on fire.
Oh,
did.
lots of them.
Do you have any damage right now?
No.
Okay.
I have taken damage. I just short rested it all back right before.
I only have 5 on me
went
right
back
now,
to the
so
thing.
I'm not
okay,
too bad.
yeah. Yep. Sorry, I had to think for a second.
Yeah, we did short rest
Yeah.
a while ago,
Okay.
and then we murdered a bunch of shit.
Warlocks
so-
and short rests.
Yup. And she looks over to you and she puts her hand on your head and gives a ruffle of your hair and do like a strength check to not have your knees buckle.
Are you, me?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, they buckle.
Alright, she just mashes you into the ground with like this like head rub. But
Damn these inherited
Well-
weak knees!
while she does that, she does lay on hands to you, and you heal up. How much damage did you take?
Paladins.
I think it's 7.
Okay. No. You're the worst. You were hurt for 15, you heal for 15.
Okay.
Anyway.
Glad someone remembered.
I feel like if
so
you
anyway.
could measure my physical health on a scale of 1 to 50, I've taken about 15 points off.
Doctor brings out a chart.
Yo. So she looks to Tomas, who's still a little salty looking, but he's doing his best to calm down so that like his friends don't realize that he's mad. And she goes, "So, you're fighters? You're gonna help us out?"
I'm his brother.
Plan.
No.
Yeah.
And she looks to Tomas, and he's just completely stone-faced at this point. And she's like actually really excited to meet you. And she opens her mouth and is like, "Tomas is and she like holds back.
Yeah. What has my dear brother told you about me?
I mean, he told me that he misses you and like he's always thinking about you, and I didn't think he would find you. He says that like he thought that you were just with some rich old family or something, doing being alone."
I wish.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I call that dentist pretty rich.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
I mean, that sounds pretty rich to me. I mean, where I grew up, we were. I mean, I liked where I grew up. We were, lived in
Ash
tribes,
has this
and
cheesiest smile on his face.
we lived in tribes. There wasn't really a dentist. If your teeth were gone, they're gone. Because the doctor doesn't really know how to fix teeth. They just know how to fix, battle wounds. So it sounds like you had a good life.
Well, yeah. I mean, point of order though, it was a pediatrician.
Oh, sorry. That was the Leia probably and an Ash. Fuck up.
Yep.
Although Ash did go to that pediatrician, so.
And she goes, and how rude of me. She reaches her hand out to shake each of your hands. She goes, "I'm Toolmaker." And as she's like shaking your hand like very vigorously, this little vole pops out from a little pocket and crawls onto her shoulder. And she goes, "And this is Nibbler."
Yeah.
Futuron.
Ash has this look on his face like it's Christmas.
Nice.
Looking at Nibbler.
Uh-oh.
That's just the cutest thing in the whole world.
And she goes, do you want to pet him?
Yes.
And she picks him off of her shoulder and offers him to you.
Do you want to pet my unicorn?
Oh yeah, she's so excited.
Right, the fucking unicorn that we always forget is with us.
Yup.
Diana.
Every time.
Yup.
Diana.
And she looks and she goes, "What a princess."
She's looking
and
up.
just-
How big is Diana?
Oh, sorry, I forgot that she's 7 feet. She's looking down, and I'm used to people being like on the normal human size. So yeah, she is. She asks your permission, even though you offered. So she's like being very polite, and once she gets the okay, she gives her a good pat on the big old horse face. And Tomas asks to pull her aside for a little while to talk about what's been going on at the fortress. So do you want in on this conversation, or do you let them step aside?
I do want to talk to the refugees at some point, but I do want to listen to this conversation.
Okay. So I'm not gonna just
Bye.
start.
Thanks for
Have a
watching.
nice day.
Thank you for joining us. So I'm not going to role play with myself because I hate doing that because it's just like, oh, how you doing? Because Tomas is in a very shitty mood. But so pretty much what Toolmaker tells him is that things are getting rougher by the day. They're able to keep the undead out of the compound. However, all the surrounding towns, all the surrounding small cities are getting bulldozed. And the captain has sent out troops to each of these places to try and at least bring people in. But they're having a difficult time having people leave because it's their home, and they don't want to leave their homes.
Right.
But right now she's just trying to essentially bring everyone that's alive in the immediate area in here so they can just fuck up the undead without having to worry about civilians.
Or increasing the size of the undead army.
That too. So that's what you get from the conversation, and Toolmaker says that she has to go run a few things around the fortress, but she's like, oh, I'll catch with you later.
Yes, I have millions of questions.
Just bounds off.
Do I still have Nibbler?
She bounds off and then runs back. She goes, sorry, I gotta take him back, but you can play with him later, and then just bounds off again.
That's so cute.
It's literally the best.
Big old gentle giant she is.
Gentle with an asterisk. Like, personality-wise, gentle.
Yeah, I think she forgets her strength a little.
This is
Gentle
a
Giant
BFG
is
or
one of my
anything.
favorite archetypes ever. So.
Which one?
Gentle Giants are one of my favorite archetypes ever.
And Tomas turns to you and he goes, alright, I'm gonna go talk to the captain now. I'll be back soon.
Remember what I said.
Wait, was
You're
that
doing
not-
this to
That
yourself.
wasn't the captain?
Oh, no, that's Toolmaker. She's one of my friends.
Alright.
It's your captain, not your friend.
She's scary. I mean,
Now I let someone pet Diana because I thought they had her in a position of power. I'm just kidding.
what was the question? I forgot already.
I don't know if
Or someone made a comment.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was, remember, you're doing this to yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he ignores you and just walks off. Not quite as, stompy as he was before, but he's still all business right
Don't project
now.
your insecurities on me.
Alright.
This is why I'm glad I don't have siblings.
Yup.
So I want to approach a group of refugees.
Okay, group 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Let's do 3.
Okay. So group 3, it seems to be, 3 or 4 families.
No, I don't want to talk to those people. I want to know where the cool people are.
I mean, there could be cool people in the family.
Okay.
You don't know. I'll roll a insight
Where do
check.
the other rogues live? I think is what he's asking.
No, I have
No.
something very particular I want to do. 16.
There's a cool uncle here, if that's the archetype you're going for.
Cool. Hey guys, howdy ho and well met. We're new faces in this area. I come bearing weed. If you'd like to get high in this trying time,
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
have an
Wow.
ounce.
The 8-year-old, can I have some? And immediately mom's pulling him back.
I mean, it is technically
Oh.
medicinal.
Like, do an insight check on these people, Franz.
That's a crit.
Oh my god, I would have like told you extra, but he kind of like beat that.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyway,
fine.
like these people are like so downtrodden right now. They look like they just had a big ol' loss, and you're just, hey, I know that you lost your home, your family. You might have lost a few kids with it. You want some weed?
You know.
Yeah.
So
I would take it.
So some of them look pretty offended. But the cool uncle just reaches out and takes it.
Like, for him, I give him the
Oh
brownies.
man, that's funny. All right, so are there like lots of kids here?
Not a lot. Because
What are, like, but in this group, how many kids are there? Like 2 or 3?
I would
One?
say if there's 3 families, there's about 4. 4. Yeah,
Okay.
4 kids. All in like the 7 to 12 range.
Cool.
Oh man, one's like close to my age. That's weird.
That is weird.
God,
Super
I
weird.
always forget you're fucking 15.
Yeah.
So while Franz is doing whatever the fuck he's doing over there,
I'm hanging out with the cool uncle. Better than a creepy
Ash is just
uncle.
gonna like sit cross-legged on the ground and do a minor illusion of like little fireworks.
Nice.
To try and like distract this 8-year-old that is now probably upset that he can't smoke weed.
Okay. Do a performance check.
Fuck yeah. Glad I only roll 1 die because I rolled a nat 1 for the first one, but a 17 for the second, so who cares? Anyway,
Yeah,
25.
the kids are eating it up, and all of the offense that Franz just gave to the parents, they're okay now.
All right.
I mean, they're not okay, but like they don't think less of you.
bring a little joy. Just gotta bring a little
We're
joy.
both doing the same thing.
I mean, Ash knows that,
Yeah.
but he saw the look on the mom's face. Was like, well, if I don't do something, Franz is gonna get stabbed by a very angry mom. So
Wouldn't be the first time.
I'd like to just snoop around the camp and
God, I can only imagine how Diana is like being flocked with children.
I
all
will
3
say,
of
like
them.
they're. I mean, there's more.
I'll
in the
leave
other
Diana
places,
with Ash, and I want to just kind of sneak around. I want to like see like the infirmary. I want to
Oh,
see
Diana's
like
staying with me.
yeah.
That's okay. Cool.
And I just
Be
kind of
free.
want. I'm not like I'm like sneaking into like restricted areas, but I'm like trying to see like, are there like a lot of people hurt? Are they really on their last dying breaths? Like that kind of thing. Like kind of that kind of thing.
Yup. So this one right here, is where I'll say the infirmary is, because like these 4 are just meant to be like general utility buildings. So this is actually I should probably. This would make more sense. So over here in the infirmary building, actually, what's interesting about it is you see the same glyph, the same sigil, as you saw before, and now it's in front of the infirmary. So it's like a little wooden thing, not magical. And you walk in, and there's about like 20 or 30 people, only half of which seem to be soldiers, the other half are refugees. And I'm just going to say 30, out of 30, 20 of them look to be wounded, but not terrible. 5 of them look to be severely bad, and then 5 of them look to be, like, a day from death, pretty much.
All right. I'd like to just keep moving through. I want to see the barracks, as well as I want to try to get closer to the captain's quarters and see if my sigil does anything.
Okay.
I'm now thinking that there must be. I'm thinking that there's got to be a changeling or something hanging around here who's doing this magical stuff.
Okay. So you do a investigation check.
That'll be a 15.
Okay, and are you trying to be stealthy about it, or?
Sure.
Okay, stealth check.
That's a 21.
Okay.
But not in like I'm super sneaky, but like
well,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Not
So
be
you're
like the
able
tourist
to
in the
go.
white t-shirt with their camera out, right?
You're able to go unnoticed. As like you seem to be just another one of the soldiers, the way that you're walking about. But what's interesting is despite, you did a pretty good investigation roll, and, like, you know that, like, if there was a changeling here, it would have reacted, but it's not reacting. So.
Alright. Well, then can I maybe listen in on the conversation in the captain's quarters?
Yeah, sure. Do a stealth. Like, if you want to get to the window or the door or somewhere you can listen, I'm gonna need another stealth check, so you don't get bothered again.
Okay. 18.
Okay. And then a perception check.
What I'm really good at.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 9.
Okay. You hear some muffled voices. You can't really make out a lot of stuff. What you do get is you hear Tomas's voice easily. It seems to be only Tomas and the captain inside. The captain is a very just like no nonsense kind of speaker. You could tell, like, you can't hear what they're saying that great, but they're speaking with a lot of authority. They seem to not talk down to him, but just like, all right, we have to do this. I need you to do this. Like, why didn't you do that? You know, that type of talking. And you get the names of a few local towns that people are currently out at. You get Petrovsk and Bayam as local towns, and you would know that they're about a day's journey each, but you kind of forget exactly where. But you know that there's trouble in those two towns, and those are some of her immediate concerns. So, do you do anything else?
No, I'll just do the cool guy lean on the captain's quarters while waiting for Tomas to leave.
Okay. Anything else before we move on to the next little event?
I think I'm ready to move on.
Is the next little event combat?
No. I'm just.
Are we gonna sleep?
I mean,
are we gonna sleep?
No,
before?
it's just right now. This is like a 15-minute time period, or a 15 to 20-minute time period.
Oh.
So like, I'm
Okay,
just seeing
yeah.
like before
So
the next.
eventually, before Ash goes to sleep, he wants to stop by the infirmary
Okay.
and just use up his spell slots and healing word.
Okay.
But that'll be like right before the shower. We'll
Okay.
stop by the infirmary later at some point.
Okay.
But if this is like 15-20 minutes, then obviously not right now because I'm entertaining children.
Okay. So we'll save some time for that before you go to bed for the day. You see Tomas leave with the captain in tow, and he stops for a second because he wasn't expecting you there, and he goes, "What is something wrong?"
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my friend.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get the others. We gotta talk.
Wait, am I talking to Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well then, I wouldn't have said that. I thought the captain
Oh,
suddenly...
he thought you were a friend. But
No,
anyways,
he is a
if
friend.
you wanted to undo that conversation,
No,
how would you
no.
respond to Tomas?
Oh, I'm just waiting for you.
Okay.
So,
And
I'll get them. You can wait.
thank you.
What is that?
What?
I don't know. That was just funny to me.
Not letting him know that that they're friends, or
I just love that idea of like I'm waiting for my friend to the person you're waiting for.
Yeah. And he was a little touched by that until we rewound it.
Poor Tomas.
So
Does it
yeah.
to himself.
He and the captain will wait there while you grab
I'll run
everyone.
and grab you guys. I'll say, hey, Captain and Thomas want to talk to us.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So the captain, she's not as tall as the Goliath, but she is a presence. She has dark skin and white hair that's braided in cornrows, and she's dressed very regally, but also very practically. So she kind of wants to impose her status, but she's also ready for a fight if a fight has to be had.
Cool.
And she stands behind her desk and motions for you all to sit, and Tomas stands not at her side, but like at the side of the desk, between you and, not so much between you and her, but like if we're positioning ourselves, like if this is the desk here, she's here, he's here, you're here. So it's not so much a defensive thing, it's just this is how he's meant to be positioned when you're here. When there's others here.
Is that new dye?
No, I just don't like that color that much.
The orange
so
ones.
yeah.
So pretty.
They are, but I don't like the gray mixed with it. Like I like orange itself.
Gotcha. I see.
But yeah, I don't like the mix. So she is standing at her desk, and she actually she has her hands like back here. But you with your big insight, you could tell that like she has a sword like. She has like one sword at her side, but like a smaller one like at her
so
back.
She's dangerous.
So she's ready. She's always ready somehow, even
Right.
if she doesn't look ready.
Cool, great.
And she goes. So I hear Tomasa spoke very highly of your ability.
Tomas is here with us, right?
Just him.
You can think of us
I think us. I think.
kind of like a Suicide Squad. You know, if you got some real dangerous job, you got
We are the
to
bad
do.
guys.
Like we're really good on paper, and then once we're in action, we're terrible. Is that
Right,
how the Suicide Squad?
No.
I'm sorry, Aaron. You should.
No.
We
Just
should have like a real
you know,
conversation with the captain.
Yeah,
Here. It's very scary.
If you have, we're here, I think, to do the, dangerous jobs that need to get done that you can't just send anybody out on. And we'll get it done.
And I asked Tomas for an army.
Wow.
Are you an army?
Well,
I don't think this is supposed to be a trick question, so I'm just going to be very plainly no. Getting an army is very difficult in the South.
I
there's a lot
expected more of him.
there's a lot of political turmoil. It's
Yeah.
not really his fault. And he got us. We're like better than an army in some ways.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
We once destroyed a whole army.
Oh, we
just
did
us three.
actually. We did actually destroy an entire army by ourselves.
Both
I'm not trying to
a
brag,
living army
mind
and an
you.
army of the undead.
Just,
No, I actually
Just-
forgot about that.
And she goes, well, if that is true, and you were able to make it just the three of you through the
well,
7
Thomas was there
wilds.
too.
Not
Yes.
for the actual
Not for the
army destroying.
not for the army destroying.
Not for the no, just for us getting here.
Yeah.
She said if you were
Oh.
able to
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
Oh
that's
man,
fine.
we're just walking all over, talking
Sorry.
over.
No,
Okay,
no.
go ahead, boss.
Well, I'm imagining like this is above, like all the like chit chat is happening above table in a
Okay.
way, so
Yeah.
I'm not imagining the three of you bumbling in front of her presence.
Alright,
so.
Sure, we'll go with
I
that.
mean-
Yeah.
Sure.
You two a little bit, him no.
Good recon.
Right?
She goes, well, I'm going to be putting a lot of trust in Tomas's faith in you. And perception check out of you. You don't. Oh,
Look, if there's one thing that my brother and I learned about my brother through both of us living on the streets is that he is incredibly
Tomas,
he
his
is-
face falls right away.
he is incredibly resourceful and he knows what to do with what's given to him. And so if he chose us, you can be sure that we will get whatever job done.
Okay. I know your insight is good. Just give me a roll and
Yeah,
tell
sure.
me if it's higher than your passive.
Nope, it's not higher than my passive.
Okay. So, but at least when Franz mentioned growing up on the streets, she like was unfazed by that, almost as if like she kind of guessed it already.
Okay.
So
like Tomas looked like really upset by that, but she doesn't give a shit.
not that she doesn't give a shit. It's more like
She
Franz
knew already.
confirmed a suspicion that she had.
Great. Awesome. Okay.
So, she goes, I will pay you whatever fee within reason. But time is slightly of the essence.
What's the job?
I can go now.
Mm-mm.
We're
Or sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna sleep first.
Yeah, because not everyone gets the short rest stuff like warlocks.
Those wilds were pretty shitty.
Yeah.
We're gonna go sleep first.
Y'all.
Maybe for a couple of days.
Top bunk.
Okay.
And she goes, you'll get some sleeping quarters. Well, you don't have to worry about that. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
The worst.
A job.
We have
Yes.
a job.
Time is
Yes.
of the
Time-
Okay, now I
yeah,
remember
time's of the
because
essence.
here's what happened. Because in my head I was like, it's September, and I was mad that it's September, and then But
It was all my fault.
she goes,
I'm never gonna
ever
live it down.
since the peak of summer, the undead have gotten stronger by the day. And my fear is at the peak of winter is when they will be at their full strength, and we need to strike before then.
Now when you say-
I have a very dumb question, but I feel it's very important. Do you mean stronger as in like they're amassing larger numbers, or their actual like individual undead are getting buffer?
Both.
Shit.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And-
Oh, go ahead.
Never mind. Just keep going.
Originally, it was a lot of small problems, skeletons, small shadows, that most of my men and women in the army were able to deal with,
And now you're getting like bone clouds.
and worse.
Like-
Creatures that shout and or wail, as some of my
Banshees, great.
Fuck.
Fuck you.
We've killed one of those before.
No, we have not.
Oh.
They
No.
suck.
Do you have
Silence.
industrial
That's the
earplugs?
Can we level up before the next so that I can take silence? That'd be great. That'd be awesome, DM.
No other word but just devils made from pure bone. Spirits that possess, spirits that kill with a single glare. So they are getting stronger.
So do you have like this mission, is there like a stronghold? Is it a particular point?
So there is a stronghold that some of my people have been able to find, but it is too terrible for us to go now. Right now, all I have allowed is recon. I don't want to lose anyone going in blindly. That is the Witch of the Ice Tomb, we call her.
Great.
She seems to be the presence that is helping making them stronger.
What do we know about her?
Not a terrible amount, unfortunately, because most people who see her don't come back. Only one or two have been able to see her and live because she was too busy slaughtering the
But does
rest
she have
of
like
the
a
party.
history here that we know of?
She...
Is she like from Forsaken Noble?
No, she's been a presence here for several years after the impact.
Oh.
But she, dark hair, short, extremely powerful.
Have you faced her?
1 second. No, I have not encountered her. I'm no coward, but I would not look to encounter her right now.
Is there anyone in the encampment currently that has?
She thinks for a moment, and she goes, there's been one, who's currently living, that's Kurdu.
Okay.
Tomas will be able to lead you to him. But, what I'm looking for in the near future is for you to, help out 3 towns, in the near area. One, I sent out a troop of soldiers, because there seems to be some presence in the town that is sapping, just the life force of the people within it, and they've not come back. I don't know if they're alive or not, but I need confirmation I don't leave people behind.
Okay.
Then there's
So do you want us to find them or kill the thing that is...
both, ideally.
Okay.
Then there's more immediately, there's been a avalanche, and I had a troop going to Hastau, and I worry that they might have gotten caught up in it, so that would be the first one I would want to send you to.
Mm-hmm.
And then thirdly, in Bam, there's some unsavory people congregating there, and I worry that the witch and her followers are trying to amass more people to do their bidding there.
So we've got undead and alive people in this army of the undead. Great.
Interesting.
Yes.
Another silly question. But what's the best way to dispose of bodies so that they don't come back in a way most unpleasant?
Dismember, burn, salt, holy water.
Cool. Do we have a generous supply of holy water, or do I have to carry Tomas around and have him bless water all the time?
Oh no, I will make sure you are well supplied. You will need to. What?
Just
What?
fire
Give me that
hoses.
fire.
Make Diana a fire truck.
Yes! Hilarious.
Oh, man.
man.
I'm also imagining, like, you know how, like, there's the Bernese Mountain Dog with the barrel? Like,
Yeah.
just have her, but it's a barrel of holy water.
Yes. It'd
Oh.
be
I'm not
epic.
opposed to that.
I'll take create water.
And she goes, you'll also have to learn the prayers if you will not be joined by Tomas. And I can't always guarantee one of my people to be able to go with you. So I would expect you to learn the prayers.
Sure, that's what I do. I memorize songs. It's literally
That
the whole
first
job.
one, how far away are those people?
Petrovsk or Hestau?
The one where it was just like, I need confirmation.
Everyone is about a day's journey. It's just in different directions.
Even with 2 hours of flight.
It's possible. Here's the thing, you could get most of the way there, but like if you're going to fly, would you say with 2 hours of flight?
Sure, I can say, I can be pretty speedy if you need me to be. I can
Are you able to
fly.
make multiple people speedy?
Yes.
How many?
Just me and someone else. Or, yeah, just me and someone else, really.
Oh, you're Diana.
Oh yeah, I could, wait. When I cast flight, I don't need to cast it on Diana, right? Or I could cast it on Diana and just fly on her back. Oh my gosh, that would be so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diana,
Because I'm gonna
two
say like
people-
she's a unicorn reskinned, but not a unicorn.
She's
like,
not a
functional?
unicorn.
Yeah.
She's a warhorse.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, basically what it would
But
be,
it'd
like,
her
above
movement
table,
speed.
Yeah.
what it would be is 2 people on Diana's back and then 1 other person flying, right? Like,
Mhm.
The one other person wouldn't be able to keep up.
I mean, that's fine.
Well, you could also just have her fly a little slower.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking if it was just confirmation that we could just fly there. I could just fly there now, get the confirmation, and fly back. That's
She goes, I think it's ambitious to think that you can get there and back safely on your lonesome. I don't think you understand how dangerous the wilds are around here. You
Perhaps not.
experienced it coming here.
I
But
should have just flown over all that, shouldn't I?
But, I mean, we had 4 people.
Hey, we had
Yeah.
Tomas. Tomas is weighing us down all the time.
Someone's does way long.
he's already having a bad day.
That was above table.
Uh-huh.
Ash is trying to make him feel better.
Okay.
Ash is trying to be not his mom, so he's just trying to make everyone feel better.
Nice.
Ash very well might be going good, specifically because his mother's an asshole.
Nice.
Like-
So yeah, no, not Tomas. The captain goes, I think if you're able to fly, that's a fancy trick, but you should probably take people with you
All
if
right,
you want
fair
to
enough.
come back alive. And I would very much like to keep you all alive.
Aww. That was in character.
She gives you a look, and it's just that, like, don't try me. And then she's kind of like Joe in a way, but Joe, I feel like Joe has this, she's got a soft spot for you, so you get away with it.
Yeah.
You're not getting away with it with her.
So we talked about payment.
Yes.
What's
How
your
much?
standard fare?
Yeah, what's your standard fare?
What are you looking for?
I don't like this game. I have terrible time negotiating.
Listen, we'll do whatever you ask of us, and when the time comes, we'll just assume that you'll pay us well.
1,500.
Okay, so actually Leia doesn't know
Mm.
what, like in terms of like what is a lot of gold. Also, Ash doesn't know.
Yeah,
He doesn't deal with money.
Yeah.
So.
And she goes total, okay.
So 500 each.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Says the rich.
To do.
Hey, I'm not rich anymore. At least
I don't
I'm
really
not.
feel like talking about money right now.
Each
So-
of the 3 will be 1,500
Oh.
1,500 each?
total. So like in
Oh.
all, after you
Right.
do all 3, you'll
Oh,
have
right.
1,500.
Yeah, no, that's
Sounds
fine.
good.
Okay.
And right now she does not want you to go to the ice tomb.
Yeah, let's not do that. That sounds like a.
Can I send a raven
Where?
to what's the capital city, you guys?
Taijo?
Yeah, I need to send a raven to Taijo.
Okay. Like magic raven or like messenger pigeon?
Oh no, like a messenger pigeon.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
Oh, I was asking the captain if it's possible.
Oh.
Does she say what are you trying to do? Because I won't answer her. But
Okay. And she wants to know like, well, what are you looking to send a letter? Are you?
yes, I'm looking to send a letter.
Okay. Yes. We don't have ravens, but we have owls,
Great, perfect.
and they're
But not magic owls.
no.
Normal, plain.
No, and
No
just
magic
to lay it out on the table, I'm sure you saw some magic here. I would.
Yes. No, I need to send. Do you know what the Inquisition is?
Yes.
I need to
and-
send a letter there. So no magic birds.
Yes.
Not
Wh-
telling
well,
them about this place.
What are
Other
you
things.
sending the Inquisition? And she's straight up. What are you sending the Inquisition?
So, at our flank, there's a woman being controlled by a demon that we don't need to take care of, and the Inquisition can both die and take care of it at the same time, so it's perfect. Or just die. I mean, either way. If they take care of it, it's great. If they don't, they die. That's great.
And who is this woman?
Oh, ends with Crane.
Oh,
We were
she's
walking
little.
by her house.
Yeah, she was our attempt to like amass like an actual army, but you know,
She decided to be a bitch about it.
we're not mincing words over it yet.
Mom, it's his mom. Don't worry.
Oh, God, you don't- Ash looks at you like,
Tomas, like, he doesn't get joy out of you, being out of like that, but at least he looks happy that the
attention is
it's
off
not
of him.
him. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
pretty
that's
much.
fine.
And she goes, well, are you upset that she did not give you an army?
Yes?
Are you more upset you got disowned?
No? I mean, that I assumed was going to
It
happen one day.
sounds to me like this is a personal matter and
Totally
not a reason
personal.
to gather the Inquisition at our doorstep, which I admittedly
You
asked
wanted an
for,
army, right?
This
but in a moment of bad judgment.
Answith is basically trying to do the same thing as the frozen bitch in the tomb.
Yeah, she's trying to become one of those and at our flank. So we can leave her there and do nothing, or we can make the Inquisition die a bunch.
There's
And
also
also maybe take care of it by themselves.
a small chance that like her hubris is so much so that even though he is verbally disowned, he's not formally disowned, so he would inherit
I mean, there's also that.
everything, including her mercenary forces.
Yeah.
So there's a small chance that could happen too.
I didn't care about that part until you talked about the forces.
I mean, lots of gold means lots of mercenaries.
True. Okay.
But I
yes,
think that it's possible that it's too powerful for us to take care of on our own.
Okay.
But we didn't try.
We also didn't try.
Yeah, we pussyfooted around that one.
Also because I don't want to kill my mom.
I'll do
That
I mean,
it.
I can. But
That is
Don't wanna do
weak
it.
but understandable.
Yeah.
And she says that.
I killed my
I
mom.
know Ashley
Yeah.
completely agrees with her. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I killed my mom. You can do it too.
Sorry, that's not in character because Ash has way more composure.
Oh, man.
Like it does. Ashley, hold on. We're gonna...
Oh man.
Yeah, Ash has way more composure.
Oh my god.
He's just like, if the Inquisition can't take care of her, we'll revisit this conversation.
But back to my original point, yes, you can use an owl to call the Inquisition on Answith. I do not want their help here anymore.
Yeah, no,
because
I wouldn't mention this place at all. There's a magical doorway. We'd be fucked.
Speaking of the magical doorway, Who's I see the sigil all over the place. Who's the individual responsible for setting this stuff up?
I am.
Oh, interesting.
Your thing is not reacting, by the way,
Oh,
just
yeah.
so you know.
Have you had personal contact with the one behind that sigil?
Why do you ask?
Because I
That's
have.
yes.
Interesting. Can we talk?
Sure.
Alone. And she looks to the two of you and Tomas.
What time of day is Sorry.
What?
It's getting.
What
It
time
must
of
be
day
getting
is it?
pretty late. We've been traveling all day, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how close to Ash
Bedtime.
passing out it is.
It's pretty close. I would say after you leave here, you could do your infirmary thing, and we're
Yeah.
going to have something before you go to bed with the infirmary thing. But,
Cool. Awesome. No, that's fine. We
and
can
then
do
you
this
could-
first. I just
I'm
wanted
gonna
to
go smoke down with the cool uncle and then go to bed.
Okay.
go eat.
I'm gonna go smoke pot.
Yeah, and
No.
I'll say like it's around dinner time, so you could eat and then do the things
Yeah.
that you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
And Tomas leaves as
Stuff
well,
is facing
without question. And she goes, "How have you had contact?"
Well, do you remember the second earthquake?
Yes.
Yeah. So when that happened, that's when she approached me. I don't know. She, I think, takes many different shapes. So she might have been a he with you, but that's when she approached me and talked to me. She was kind of unpleasant.
I mean, I haven't.
Not in
ever
like a
met
terrible
her.
way. I mean, like, she likes things to go her way, and I guess if I had all that power, maybe I'd feel the same.
I have not spoken to her personally. I have not made face-to-face contact, but she answers my prayers, and so I continue to pray. Why you?
I don't know. I'll have an idea. To you, what is she?
She is the protector of me and
I mean,
my
she's
mommy.
the goddess of what?
The moon.
Yeah. So,
And people like me, she says.
what kind of people is that?
She kind of withholds that information a little bit. She
People like this, and I turn
Uh-huh.
into Nor.
she's a little startled but keeps her composure, and she goes, "I think we're different kinds of people, but she protects both of our kinds of people."
Fair.
She said people who can change.
Alright, so how do you change?
I would appreciate this not leaving here.
Alright.
I'm gonna text you. And she goes, "I wasn't always like this. I got attacked a little after the first impact. And it turns out I can do this now."
Well, that's a pretty neat trick. I had a friend who could do something kind of like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it was because they got attacked.
Is it the Witch King Queen?
Alright, so we can revert back to our normal forms.
Okay. And she goes, "My paladins, those who are, gifted, can pray to whomever they want. But I pray to Saloon."
Alright, well, that's neat. Alright, that's interesting. I haven't actually met anybody who, basically the first time I ever even cared about her was when she talked to me.
I mean, you were approached by a god. I would care quite a lot as well.
Well, yeah, but the problem was like 3 years before that, I got approached by like an angel, and so, and they don't get along, those two. So,
Well, that's quite a predicament. to have.
Yeah. Well, the god is evidently stronger than the angel, but I've been with the angel longer.
Well, you are quite protected.
I don't think either of them really cares about me too much, to be honest.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well, I hope there comes a time in the future where they prove you wrong.
Hopefully.
And she doesn't say that in a mean way. Like, she genuinely wants your patrons to care about you.
Yeah. But I've never prayed.
Well, that might be why.
Well, perhaps.
Well, you are going to learn the prayers.
I guess.
I don't
Yeah.
force my beliefs on anyone. I demand people to learn the prayers so that we're able to ensure that the dead don't come back. So it is more practical if that makes
You
you
don't just
feel...
set them on fire?
Oh, we do that as well. But, I mean, a little bit of extra protection can't help.
Double dead.
Alright, double dip it a little bit.
And,
Double
well,
tap.
triple if you include the holy water.
And salt.
Yeah.
4 times dead.
Yeah.
Alright, is there anything else you need me for?
No. You should rest well. And
We'll take care of the avalanche people tomorrow. Is there any way we could two for one this?
if you
Are
don't
either of the
want to-
destinations close, I mean?
I'm just gonna say everything's a day from each other.
Alright.
So I mean, you could rest in one of the towns if
So
you
it's like
clear it.
splayed out.
Yeah. So I'm just imagining 1, 2, and 3. So like she doesn't demand that you come back in between, but she's suggesting like we've got a lot of supplies here, and if you are going to have to bring any refugees back here, so it's probably going to be a little rougher on the civilians, to not come back after each trip.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
And just between you and me, I will deal with the Ice Queen. What did you call her? I don't even know.
Witch of the Ice Tomb.
The Witch of the Ice. That's a really convoluted. I will deal with the Ice Bitch when the time comes.
Well, I hope you do. You won't be alone.
And I will make my exit.
Okay. And so you in the infirmary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, roll.
I still have 2 d6s of healing, so I
Okay.
would do that. I'll follow Ash's good boy lead.
Okay. Just a quick thing. Roll a d20. And just a straight d20.
6.
Okay. So what do you do exactly as you're healing them? Do you try and make talk, or is it just like, hey, I'm here to help?
I would
you?
stop by whoever is obviously the lead, whoever's currently in charge, whether or not that's a nurse or a doctor, whoever's on the floor, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, who's the most hurt.
And he's going to first go, well, who are you?
Oh, I'm Ash. I'm just a bard helping out.
What? Have you ever done this before? I mean, have you been given orders to come here?
No. But I've got some magic to spare before I go to sleep, so. I mean, there's a basic understanding that,
yeah.
When he sleeps,
Yeah.
power regain. He only has so much power in him.
Yeah. He's a little he doesn't know what to make of you. But he does believe that you've done this before, and if you've made it here and are looking to help, none of the refugees, he assumed that you might have been a refugee, but because none of the other ones seem to have any ability to do that or have not come forward with it, so he's like, all right, and walks you over, and there's just this person that's just death rattling it right now.
Cool.
And they're surrounded by a couple of soldiers just kind of ready to salt, dismember, burn, pray,
Okay, cool.
all that stuff as soon as they...
So it's going to be 7. Yeah, 7 for eagles.
Okay, you heal them, but do a medicine, or
Medicine's fine. Whatever.
Okay, medicine or arcana, whichever one.
Yeah, 11.
I mean, you definitely make them feel better. Like it's almost like morphine, but you didn't kill the root of what's killing them. And one of the soldiers goes, they've been bitten.
Oh.
They're cursed.
Shit, I don't think I have anything for that actually.
Move curses 3rd level.
I know.
And I
don't.
can find a 4th level spell, but I don't know that one.
I don't. Alright, well.
Alright, have I seen this? Have I witnessed that?
I think maybe you come in as Ash is like finishing up with that task, and maybe you relay that information.
Alright, you got anyone who's not cursed? Here?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Basically, he's gonna go to the doc and be like, alright, so our magic can only do so much, so I don't want to prolong anyone's life that is gonna die.
Well, listen, maybe we can figure out how to remove these curses, but for now, our magic is more suited just for, what we might consider a traditional injury, right? So, who's just got a broken arm in here?
Yeah, who's on the death's door from cold or hypothermia?
Okay.
Or like,
I mean, he doesn't say that. That was not in character because he would be a little bit more he's in the middle of a
Okay.
a medical bay right now, so he's not going to be a dick about it.
Help them.
Okay. You see, they lead you to a woman who, she's got hypothermia, there you go, and she, blue lips, ready to die, you could save her now, go ahead.
Okay.
You're saved!
It's gonna be an 8.
Okay.
I mean, Ash is looking to, stabilize people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe get someone off their feet, or onto their feet, whatever.
So you heal her up, and I think that, you pull, some, I want to say that you pull some sort of, warm, hot cocoa or something, or coffee, from your mundane thing.
Yeah.
And, you heal her enough so you could, tip her up and warm her up. And she's a little, not there because, she was ready to die.
Yeah.
And she looks at you, and she goes, What happened?
Well, what is the stronghold called? Because I don't
You
know that
didn't
Ash
ask
knows.
No.
Well, you were saved from the cold, and that's about all I know. But you're in a safe space now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, he's just gonna laser down. And,
I think you
He doesn't know how to be a good person. Okay.
I love how awkward the both of you were with that.
I still have some heals too.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you
So I've got,
definitely witnessed that.
100%. So I've got 7. No, I have 3 more heal slots left. So
Okay.
whoever needs
Roll
it.
a.
Are there any kids in here?
I have 2 slots.
Or burn victims, people, he's thinking about magic and heal scars. So if there's if you can save someone's face,
Okay.
if you can heal a kid, if there's a kid sitting next to his dying mom,
Okay.
Okay, most
do
impact,
an investigation check.
Most impact, man. Oh,
What?
poor Ash. He's just bad at investigation. This is not his thing.
I love it.
I got a 5.
Okay. You heal someone who's just got their jaws practically hanging from
Right.
sinews.
Yeah.
And you thought it was a kid, but it's a dwarf.
Cool. All right.
And
Person.
he looks at you, and as you heal him, because he pulls away at first because you just I don't think that Ash has the best bedside manner, in a way, but
I mean, this is the first time he's doing this.
yeah.
So he'll learn. But
Yeah.
I mean, I could roll for it if you want, but in character, he doesn't. He's just
Okay.
you look like you could use some help, and
Okay.
just gonna do it.
Okay. And he stares at you for a little while, and he's like, "Thank you, old man."
How's your vanity doing?
Whatever. He's gotta get rid of that. That's his thought process to himself. His pride gets punched, and then he's like, "Nope, gotta let it go."
I texted you something just
Cool.
just because of your passive insight.
Yeah.
And they're like someone with like a broken arm or something, you know, not terribly wounded.
That looks a little shifty.
That's all.
All right.
Um,
I mean, we gotta make sure we don't got any shifty folk up here. The captain was just like some shifty folk in his village. Go check it out. So he's gonna go over and have a conversation with this shifty fella.
And he's nursing a broken arm right now and sitting there. He at this moment is not causing trouble.
Right.
And he's looking shifty in the way that he's just like staring around the place, almost like scoping everyone out.
I mean, yeah, counting cameras. I know.
So yeah, no, but I'm saying he's not like walking around or actively harming someone. He's just he's canvassing the place.
Recon will kill people later.
So he looks over at you and he goes, "You got some healing for me? There's people that probably need it more than me."
I mean, maybe. It depends on why you're here.
I mean, my arm's broken. I needed it healed up.
Yeah. I've spent my life around shifty folk.
Okay.
You're a shifty folk. So.
Okay.
Just wondering what you're doing here, not in the infirmary. You know, like in the stronghold.
I was brought here because I was injured. I did not come here for any reason.
Insight. Ash is being a dork. 20?
I mean, he doesn't really seem to be lying when he says, "I was brought here because I was injured. I'm not here for any particular reason."
Okay.
So that part seems to be the truth. Still seems shifty, but...
Kill him for...
He actually, will, when he sees you doing that, he'll stop you. And he goes, "Other people need that more than I do."
Just being truthful about that one?
I mean, not even rolling, like, yeah, like, he's going, like, "I've got a broken arm." There's people with their, like, eyes gouged out and
Alright.
bitten marks and everything, so.
But he seems like legitimately, like he gives a shit about the people that need this healing more than him.
Let me just, do an insight check.
18?
You can't tell for sure why he's denying your, what's it called? Like, your healing. But you can definitely tell, like, I mean, he's definitely injured, but he's definitely not more or less injured than he appears.
Wait, what?
Like, he's not hiding any injury,
right.
And he's not faking any injury. So what you
Okay.
see is how badly he's hurt. You can't tell for sure whether he's denying your help because he's, like, genuinely caring about other people or not.
Okay.
It's hard to get a read on him.
You know, if I heal that with magic, it's not going to hurt every time it gets cold and you are in the mountains.
Okay. What do you care? You walk up here calling me shifty.
Oh, you
and
are
then
shifty.
try and help me.
Yeah, well, I'm weird.
Yes, you are. I would appreciate it if you did not use your magic on me.
Huh. Ever heard of the Inquisition?
And he goes, "Well, who hasn't?"
Insight on how familiar he is with this Inquisition shit.
Yeah.
17.
He does not seem to be, like, of their ranks, but he's definitely more sympathetic, with... Or... I don't know. It's not even like he's sympathetic. I think he's trying to use the Inquisition more as a threat to you more than he follows or doesn't follow them.
Okay.
So, with your insight check, it's more like he's trying to make you get away from him. So he's just trying to, like, threaten you, like, with anti-magic people, as if, like, he's going to tell them on you if you do anything to him with it. But
I just kind of shrug.
yeah.
Walk over to someone else.
Okay.
I've got one more.
Okay.
It's
What?
Someone who's looking shitty.
Do another investigation check.
Hey, 20.
Okay. What is the prime patient that Ash wants right now?
I mean, prime patient would be like literally someone who is disfigured or someone who like obviously has dependence.
Okay. Odds for dependence, evens for dismembered.
Dismembered. I was talking
Alright.
burn victim, and she goes dismembered.
You said,
did I say dismembered?
Oh no, you said disfigured.
Disfigured.
And I said dismembered.
Okay, I was like,
No.
did I misspeak? Jesus,
no,
just all
that
the
was-
limbs like chilling out.
Here's the thing. I think Ash can't help himself. He sees a woman that used to looks like they could be a 10, but just became a 1 with like these just slash marks over their face. And you just lay hands on her or do whatever you want, and she's back to a 10.
Cool.
And she I don't think she notices like what she looked like before or after. She just knew that something hurt, and she probably hasn't looked at a mirror twice.
Right. Yeah.
And she immediately reaches into her purse and holds out several gold pieces to you.
No, that's okay. I was just figured I'd stop by before I go to sleep. So.
If not to you, maybe you could give them to someone else, because I can't just accept your help.
Why not?
It doesn't feel right.
Okay. He'll take the gold.
Okay, so, thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna drop it with the kids at the family.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't care whether you keep it or not. She just didn't want to take without
No, it's
giving
fine.
back.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else before we go to sleep?
I
Did
do.
you?
Yeah,
You
you're
had
gonna
healing.
do some
Yeah.
shit.
Sorry. So who are
2
you going
threes.
for?
I don't care. It just happens.
Okay.
Some people.
All right.
I just, we roleplay a lot of Bedside Manor, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with just letting it go.
So, but you at least are approached by one of the paladins here, because you already got scoped out by someone, and no one really felt the need to go to you after you were approached. So, a dwarven man comes up to you, and he goes, you must be one of Tomas's.
No. Yes.
Word's been going around the camp about you guys. We're happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
Do you have your bunk set up yet? Have you eaten?
No. Don't worry about me. Alright, it'll be okay. Just do your job. I'll try to do more, okay? I'm not special or anything.
Poor M.
He goes, well, I'm not here to argue with you. You have a
Sleep
good night,
well.
ma'am. That was vaguely threatening. I'm sure you're trying to be nice. Bye.
Doesn't sound like it.
Goodbye.
Nice.
Oh no.
Sleep well is
Yeah.
a threatening phrase.
It can be in
Sometimes.
intonation.
Oh man. Yeah, I can. In real life, I've had people tell me they sleep well, and I'm like, that's you're being creepy right now.
Yup. Does
Sleep well.
anyone...
The bed bugs bite.
Oh, bugs are gross.
Anyone want to do anything before you go to sleep?
No. I'm
RP
exhausted.
that
It's gonna
scene
go-
with
I'll go
Cool
learn the
Uncle.
prayers.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna go smoke with the cool uncles.
Okay. So your what chit chat do you bring up with them? I'm gonna say you found out of the 4 groups of refugees, you are in the circle of cool uncles.
They're just the only people who want to smoke are the cool uncles. right?
And a few cool aunts. So
Cool.
Dope. But I love that they're
And,
all like uncles and aunts.
wait, and just
Yeah, I mean, people with kids have to be like responsible. And
I was gonna say there is one kid that snuck out.
Okay.
How old is that kid?
I'm gonna say
How
like
much
they're one of
older
the.
is he than?
I was gonna say it's probably like one of it, like they're pushing 13, so
Okay.
it's like
That's
very
fine.
they're very close to your age, and they probably like saw they were more interested in hanging out with you than the weed, but then the weed came out, they're like, I guess I'll try.
Awesome 15-year-old.
Yeah.
That's
For
cool.
sure fact.
Are these like aunts and uncles like dinks or anything?
What?
Dinks?
What's that?
Double income, no kids.
I don't know.
Incidentally, if you remember Doug, that's why they lived next to a family called the Dinks.
I do not know. Oh.
Because they didn't have kids. They were both working.
Gotcha.
Anyways,
Oh, I was
fun
thinking-
acronym
yeah.
to know for the future.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna say there's one. And the
thing.
rest of them, like, I mean, like one couple, the rest of them are just individual aunts and uncles.
Gotcha. Cool. So, like, if you could have one thing to eat right now, what would it be?
Immediately, one of the uncles goes, bear meat.
Bear meat.
God, I love bear meat.
Can I pull a mundane item out of my bag while I'm walking by, drop in his lap, and leave?
I could go for.
Is bear meat in a mundane item?
I don't know. That's
I
up
would
to the
say
DM.
it is.
I could go for a bear burger right now. That sounds.
And, oh my god. Let's make some.
Let's
just walk. He just keeps
do
walking.
it.
Does not even stop.
Okay, you start the fire. I'm gonna start forming
You
these
guys don't have a
independents.
fire. You got high and you don't have a fire. What is wrong with you?
Wait, we're not like taking the joint and like leaning into a bonfire.
But why would you? Why would you get high not at a bonfire on this beautiful thing?
I'm dealing with refugees here.
Exactly. They have
I
to
don't know.
live in tents. They need warmth.
Cool. Let's get the grill nice and hot.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say, like, the kid is trying to, like, do the little whittle on the fire thing, and, like, one of the ants just gets bored and creates bonfire right away. And the kid jumps back. Let's see, fails the deck save, so he gets a little burn.
Aw,
So he's, like,
singe.
going like that.
So I look at I'm like, so how do you like it done? Sorry, that was a trick question.
I mean, I'm gonna say, like, one of them's already, like, as soon as, like, bear meat was in the lab, everyone's like, yes! So, you all have bear burgers
Dope.
with your bare hands. And they talk about, like, they haven't, they haven't eaten well in a while because they've been traveling. They were from towns further out than here, and anytime they stopped at a town, they weren't really taken. It's kind of an every man for himself out here lately. So there haven't been many resources to spare for refugees. So this was the first place they've gotten to that's offered food in any capacity. Isn't great food, but they are very grateful for it. And now that they have bear meat, everything's beautiful.
Mind you,
tonight.
the only people who are eating are the people that are smoking down.
Yes.
So everyone else can shove it. So what's about those adults? Are they just like stuck up or something? Got stick up their ass?
You talking
And,
to the 13-year-old?
I'm talking to everyone in the group about the parents.
The 13-year-old goes, well, my mom's nice most of the time. She just is sad right now. Things have been bad.
Everything's sad all the time.
Aw.
You'll learn when you get older. You just push it deep. You push it deep down.
Oh,
And
man.
at the same time, both
Therapy's for the rich.
an adult says, "What are you, like 12?" At the same time that the 13-year-old goes like, "What are you, like 14?" So like
15, bro.
Yeah, I'm 15, and I've seen a lot of shit.
That's
and
fair.
one of the uncles, like, he just takes a hit and he goes, "What kind of shit?"
Dude, I died.
No.
Dude, I died.
You have
Seriously.
scars?
Yeah, I pull up my chest. I pull up my shirt. Like, yeah, right here in the heart, man, died.
The kids look, because I'm gonna say, like, the kid, like, probably, like, tried once and, like, coughed too many times and he felt embarrassed.
That means he's
so he
getting
didn't.
way high.
But He's he looks a little nervous. And he goes, "Are you like the things out there?"
You know what? That's a really good question. I have not. See, again, push it down. You don't think about those things. Once those thoughts enter your mind, man, you just push them out because it's not going to do you any good.
He stands up and starts walking away.
Oh,
very briskly.
Well,
poor Franz. Kind of maybe falls over.
No,
because now he's like engaging in activity. Not only is he high, he is also trying to engage in brisk walking, which probably makes him go, "What the
yeah,
fuck?"
he needs to make a con save.
he gets up really quickly and starts walking away, and he just wipes out.
Yeah,
He rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Man, just like his mom, stick up his ass.
Scrambles up. Okay, that one's better. And he starts walking away, really quickly towards like the barracks area.
What have you seen, man?
He's gonna go get in a doll and be like, "There's undead in here." Oh no!
Yes,
God
because that's
damn
what
it!
it sounds like.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
And what was I gonna say? The uncle answers. He goes, I watched dead people just take away everything and person dear to me.
Dude, that sounds super rough.
Yeah. And takes another hit.
Really sorry to hear that, but we're living in some fucked up times, super fucked up times. But you know what? The grass is always greener on the other side, and I should get the joint a little bit.
Oh my god. Alright. Few minutes later, roll a d20, just a straight d20.
13.
Okay. A paladin that you have not encountered yet walks over. He's elven, pin straight, platinum blonde hair, standard,
What's up, holy man?
and he goes, "I'm going to need you to come with me.
Cool. Where are we going?
Just follow me."
Okay, I
Is there any
will.
possibility I noticed this where I'm like doing my prayers or learning the prayers or whatever?
I'm gonna say you were learning the prayers and saw the kid come in and pull this one.
Okay.
Out. So that's where
That's what I know. I wouldn't think anything of it. So I mean,
man, am I still
it wouldn't be too much of a shock if I thought Franz did.
Well, you said you were gonna go to sleep after it, so I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah. The question is, am I still there giving money to children? Sitting down the camp a little. Have I gone to bed yet? If not, it's fine.
Roll a
But
d20.
like, I don't want this poor kid to die because
Roll
he's
a
getting
d20.
high. 13.
Okay.
Snitches
You are
get
like.
stitches. That's what Franz always says.
I'm gonna say you
Sure
were
fact.
literally on your way to bed,
Yeah.
but your passive insight saw this kid that you just saw a few minutes ago
Yeah.
hauling at you like, what happened? And you look over and you see everything looking okay.
Right.
So you start walking, but a little bit slower now, and you see him come back, and they're beelining it for that. So that's how you are able to.
So in Ash's head, he's like, they can't be that stuck up, right? Like,
So I'm gonna-
so he's gonna like follow like this can't be what I think it is.
Uh-huh.
That would be dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. He's just gonna kind of like be walking,
Uh-huh.
you know.
All right. I'm going to need you to follow me. right
Okay,
now.
but okay, two things. One, I'm a bit directionally challenged right now, so I just need to focus on something.
He picks you up.
Okay, so as soon as I see that, I'm coming over like.
I pick up the joint. I'm like, dude, you want some of that lawful good?
He's not even acknowledging that.
So what is insight? What the fuck is going on with this paladin? Like, what is he? What's up?
Okay, you can tell that the paladin thinks that he is a danger.
Oh.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's attacking. He looks like he's bringing him somewhere where they can control him better than outside with a bunch of civilians.
Cool.
Dude, what are we doing? This is really
We're going, and...
So Ash is just gonna follow, because at this
Yeah.
point, if he's not actively trying to hurt Franz, he just wants to see what the fuck's up, but he's gonna follow them, and it's gonna
Okay.
make it very clear that he's following them.
He's not really concerned with you at this moment.
That's fine.
And he walks in, so you're continuing to pray as
Okay,
this
good.
elven
Whole party's
paladin.
here. Positive.
Yeah. As this elven paladin just drags
Dude, my
Franz
brother's
in.
gonna be pissed at you.
So
and
Ashley's M, and he's just like.
so I'm gonna say like it's like a little like circle of a couple paladins and they're
So
teaching you while they're also doing their evening prayers. And he just drops Franz right in the middle of the circle and steps back.
All right, I'm gonna like go into the middle of the circle with Franz.
Okay, I saw
Okay,
Midsummer, and
I'm
I know what
gonna-
this means. I don't like this.
One paladin just reflexively just puts his hand out to stop you.
That's I
And
will
rolled a
move
high-
his hand.
He rolled a high strength check to do that, so you're gonna have to either
Dodge.
you
Acrobatics?
probably are going to have to dex
Probably
check
not.
to.
Dex saving throw or dex straight? Oh, no, it's acrobatics.
It's
so
a dex context. Or
15.
okay, not quite enough.
That's alright.
Because he got like a
So,
dirty 20 on
In
this.
that case,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna intimidation for 26 since you're gonna take your hand off of me right now.
Man. I'm going to say like he does it like reactively, almost
Right.
like he's only doing this because like he's used to following orders, and you just said it in such an authoritative way.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'm sorry, sir, but you need to stay here." While
No. That there? That's my friend, and he's high as fuck. So, no. I'm not just gonna leave him in the middle of a circle with unknowns.
I'm not an unknown.
Except for you.
Don't worry,
and
everything's
the
gonna
elven
be okay.
paladin
No.
So
says
he's walking in the middle
he-
of the circle.
How big is the circle? It's not that big, right?
No,
it's
not
like
at all.
5 paladins, right?
Yeah.
Is it like a
Like-
semicircle?
So
So
or
I'm still
complete
walking in the
circle?
middle.
So like we have,
It's like a
we
loose,
basically have
open
them
circle.
outnumbered.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Oh my god.
Do you need to make like
You have to-
can you even cast spells right now?
I don't think I'm that high.
You've been token with those guys for like
They will be
An
able to see you
hour.
casting a spell.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's the other thing. They're gonna see you
Okay.
try to cast
oh
something.
god, as soon as that
Um,
happens, I'm just gonna pull my goddamn sword.
What? Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
The saffrons, right?
Jesus Christ.
No! These are unknown people!
I'm
I
going to
don't-
cast hypnotic pattern on everyone.
You know, I can get out of this
Let's-
situation.
On everyone.
Let's just roll. I'm
You're
gonna
over 15.
roll
Ash is
everyone
not.
roll initiative for like a kind of half battle situation.
Okay.
Cool.
19.
Nope.
No, just nope.
4.
25.
Okay, so it's you two, the paladins, then you. So you cast invisibility.
Yeah.
You see him go invisible. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast see invisibility.
You know that, but not reverse.
Oh my
No.
god.
The one time! Okay, like literally, I've never had a character that took that spell until this one. And I was like, whatever, we're gonna see if it like is helpful. And it was. Because I just want to know where he is.
Oh my god.
And then I'm also gonna like have my hand on, just like on my weaponry.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk out of the circle.
Well, pause. Oh yeah, because you have movement.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Let's just. All right. So let's pretend that the.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna draw an
We're so
impromptu
sorry.
room.
Yeah.
This wasn't
it's
even
fine.
supposed to be anything.
Well, you know.
Nothing is simple when Franz is involved.
No.
Things are more fun when Franz is
That's
involved.
very true. Wow, that's a small room.
It is. I realized that as I drew it.
Sorry.
You're not wrong. I just forgot how squares worked. So don't pretend that there's that divider in the middle.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the door right here.
I'm in the circle.
Yeah.
Or I am the circle, rather.
Yeah. Okay, so
So, is there anyone in front of the door right now?
not right now.
Cool.
Is it open? Is it open?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna open it and run
Yeah,
out.
and they're gonna see that.
Yeah, but I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
All right. You cast see invisibility. Next up are the paladins. And they're, 2 of them.
5, 10, 15, 20.
It takes
5,
movement
30.
to open and close to open the door.
I have dash.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So I'm like,
Okay.
this is 30, so I'm like,
Yeah, so we're gonna do this because, like, you're invisible already, so at this point, like, they're not going to
Right.
find you while you're invisible. 2 leave, 3, just surround you, and one of them is behind the door.
God damn it, Ross! God damn it, Ross!
Alright, so
You're such an
like,
asshole!
Hey, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
and
whoa,
they,
fellas.
and just so you know, they're not grabbing their swords.
Mhm.
They're
That doesn't
preparing,
really matter
like,
with paladins.
true. But just before you do your action, they're going to talk to you at least and say, who is he and what danger is he? And then
Well, okay.
go.
Well, alright. So,
And I'm gonna say one of the ones in there is still the elven one.
he came with us. Remember Tomas? You know Tomas.
It's Tomas's brother.
That's Tomas's brother. He's rough around the edges, but he's very good at stabbing people who are bad, like the undead, and he's going to come with us tomorrow as we save all those people from the avalanche.
And the elven
won't
one
even
is
be
gonna
here all
say,
day
he's
tomorrow."
undead.
He is. Oh my God, no. Okay, so at this point, he, like that will take him such by surprise to be like, oh no, he's not.
He's not undead. I don't
Definitely
know where
not.
you heard that, but I hate undead more than anyone else, and I've been palling around with him for like 2 months. So if he was undead, I'd know it.
Then why would he say that he was dead and coming back to life?
Well, there's different kinds of dead and coming back to life, right? Like, I'm sure you guys do healing magic, right? I do healing magic. I assume you do it too. You're paladins. If you have similar skill set to Tomas, he heals people. You know, have you ever knocked somebody out and then healed them and then their eyes come back? You know, and they're ready to fight, keep fighting?
So there's this god that was just like, we're gonna. Technically, he died, but
No, he didn't really even die. He just got stabbed, and then the god came. We don't know if he died.
He's not undead any which way.
And it's god magic, you know? It's not like human, like turning, you know, what used to be living into what is really not living, right? He's, as you could see by that brazen display, there's a lot of life in that fella.
Roll a persuasion check.
yeah!
Can I help him? Can I give advantage to him?
Yes.
That'll be a 19.
Okay. So he was already convinced that you are telling the truth. The persuasion check was how much in trouble should Franz be, and you
cool.
kind
That's
of
a
did
gesture.
you did like this was a kind of a big misunderstanding rather
Yeah.
than Franz is an idiot type thing. So,
Right.
The elven paladin, he's shaking his head and he goes, our forces are too few to deal with shenanigans like this. Tomas's brother or not, you need to keep him in control.
I think it was you that pulled him from a completely serene situation. In fact, he actually made no trouble, and that
He
was
made enough trouble
entirely
to
you.
have people come to us.
I'll try to talk to him about it when we go to bed tonight. Now,
maybe
I've
we
got
should
these
just
prayers I need to
deal with
learn.
your
Could we
refugees.
finish that up, please?
Just because Kelly heard Eric louder than you, he did not hear you say your snide comment.
That's
whatever it
fine.
was. And he says a little prayer to himself to find patience, and then he goes, yes, let's get back to that. And you do that.
Do I see the kid?
Yeah, I'm
Perception.
slamming that door open.
When I am
Yeah.
praying with
On my
them,
way
I'm
out,
going to
by the
pull
way.
out the sigil,
Okay.
and I'll be praying with that in my hand. I want to see if any of them react to it.
One of them looks at it and they go, have you always followed?
Saloon?
Yes.
No, it's more of a recent thing.
Me too.
Cool.
It's like you kind of like
No,
buddied up.
I like that conversation. Cool.
He goes, yeah, I really didn't follow anything until I worked with the captain, and she follows, I follow.
Ash is like after
Yeah.
that, after things have calmed down, he's like,
Yeah.
Slamming the door open. Slamming
Perception check.
Closed.
That's gonna be a 25.
Nice.
You see the kid he just darts into a tent, not because he thinks you're coming, but he's like, I don't know what happened, I don't want to deal with it, I'm just gonna hide.
Okay, I'm gonna go to him.
Okay, you are still invisible.
Yep.
Do I see him?
I think so, because you followed him out,
So I want to pick up the kid
Okay.
by the shirt.
Okay.
Once he's picked up,
Technically, a grapple is an attack.
drop invisibility
Uh-huh.
and be like, "Don't fuck with me, kid."
I want to say...
Like a 15-year-old
Yeah.
doing this to a 13-year-old. This is actually like real life, really.
Yeah. No, it's true. And like the kid was like on his way, and you didn't do any like perception check when going in, so like you break invisibility, and there's just like people like eating like really shitty soup, walking around, leaning back, and there's like a
So these are
5-year-old
like
there.
relatively big tents.
Yes, but not terribly big. Like a lot of people cramped in one space. Like I'm
Right.
gonna say like it's gonna be slightly smaller than here, but it's holding like 10 people.
Okay.
So it's
well,
very cramped,
Okay.
but not your, itty bitty tent.
Mm-hmm.
And he screams, and some people like jump back. And then like you hear one mom go like, "Put my son down!" and she's rushing over and just trying to push you apart, and she's not very strong. She probably, you could tell she's buff. She's just weakened from travel.
Right. I'm like, "Your son sobered me up, and I do not like that." And I drop him. I'm like, "Fuck you, kid. You crossed my line again. Fuck you up." Walk out.
Okay.
You want me to roll intimidation check or anything?
Roll an intimidation check.
That's gonna be a 19.
Yeah, the kid is very scared of you. They believe that you're going to hurt them.
And
If
you're
that
probably
happens.
undead.
Like, he's still not convinced that you're not undead.
Oh, I was not trying to convince him of
I know.
anything in that
Yeah.
moment, except to not fuck with me.
yeah.
And on top of that, Tomas comes striding over. Because there's too much of a commotion for him to, like...
Yeah. So Ash is
Not-
just like outside the tent, kind of like half leaning on one of the stakes that I'm
Yeah.
sure is at the entrance.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know, your brother's dealing with the problem.
Wait.
It'll be fine. I'm sure. Keeping an eye on it.
He is causing so much trouble right
No,
now.
that 13-year-old caused goddamn trouble.
Franz is older. He has to be the more mature person. And I just want to say, right after he says that, Franz, as you walk out, I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dex save. Ooh, a natural 20.
Let's just see. Okay. As he says, Franz needs to be the more mature person. Then he sees Franz and takes a swing at him. And you just quickly duck out of the way. And he turns to you. And he goes, "Why are you doing this?"
I didn't do anything. I was sitting there, I was making burgers for all the nice people, and we were telling stories about all our trauma, and then this kid freaked out, said I was a zombie, and then your little pretty elf boy came over to me, grabbed me, and then threw me in a circle. It was of men and women. It was weird. I didn't want to be there. I've seen that movie before. It doesn't end well. And so I did what I had to do.
There.
Why? You could use your words.
I tried. He didn't give me an
He
opportunity.
did try. And was dragged away.
And so I do what we learned on the streets, and I told that little fucker not to fuck with me.
13-year-old. Who deserved it?
He's 15. You're not.
Well, I know.
He walks away. He is just... Any pity he had for you, like, yesterday over being disowned, he's too mad. So, like, I feel like the thing that Tomas does when he's ready to just flip his shit is he just walks away and cools down.
It's fair.
What do you do?
Going to bed.
Okay.
That is.
I wasted a second level spell slot on that. That's very precious to me.
Yep.
Nope.
So.
Bedtime, sleeping, so much sleeping, so much anger. Ash in his head is like, well, Tomas, if you're not gonna be a good big brother, someone's gotta fucking do it. Like,
It's the wee
Ash
hours
was trying to be nice.
of the morning.
So much.
You get a short rest worth of.
Fuck you, Kelly. God damn it.
Oh, there's gonna be. Oh no.
Okay, guess we're no spells
Yep.
for anyone.
I've got all my spells.
Fuck
Let's
you,
do this.
Warlock. Fuck you.
I am sleeping.
You wake to the sound of screams.
Yeah, cool.
I stay.
Oh my god, Franz really was undead.
I'll come out in 4 hours.
As
Right? You know what? Not our problem. They made it perfectly clear we don't belong here.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
we have our
problem.
mission.
Right? You're like, you're top bunk, I'm bottom bunk, and we're just like, we could hear each other wake up and be like,
There's a whole bunch of pretty boy paladins that can handle this. They deal extra damage to undead anyway.
yeah, you're surrounded by a lot of people that are going to give buffs. So I'm going to say. 1 second. Now the map will be to scale.
okay.
Here.
Like green D4 over there somewhere.
Yeah.
This has been a long day for our adventuring.
Okay, so this line, I know it's been bad. I will say, like, if you expended, like, if you expended all your hit die, you could get 2 hit die from that half a rest. So if you need to heal up a little bit.
I didn't use
Okay.
much in the way of it at all, actually. And I only have 5 on
We
me.
used all our healing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. We have nothing.
Oh,
Okay.
It's gonna be
I have
super
my
fun.
I have my 2 spell slots that I get. From
But
the
I'm
short
not.
rest.
I'll just roll one of my d8s, and that'll help me out. But that does mean I use 2
Oh, should I switch to map time?
What?
I'm gonna switch to
Oh.
map
You should.
time.
Yeah.
Dun dun
I'm
dun.
excited.
All
Dun,
my
dun,
spell
dun.
slots.
I'm still
It's
here.
map time.
Hi, I'm little now. For those. Who
You're
are
right. It is
watching.
nap time. As
Alright.
in full rest.
So,
Nap.
you hear the sounds of screams as refugees are running the,
Yeah.
closer to the barracks.
Did the
This
kids
is the
die?
Having
door.
a bad day.
This is the door. There, where the 2 yellow dice are, those are 2 paladins that have just happened to make it up first. And the little lines are where the refugee camps
Cool.
were made. And you see this gigantic. Let me just pull up the thing. I just want to see what.
Where are we?
It's like
We're
a.
not on the map yet.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have pulled this up. This is anticlimactic now.
No, it's not. In fact, just adds more tension, or would if Ash wasn't pissed off.
Yep, I just wish that there we go. This giant winged
Nope.
creature.
Nope.
That's
Cool.
the D20.
Let's kill it.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Wait a minute. Wall of
What?
fire
Killing
isn't
it.
gonna do anything to that. It'll
Nope.
just fly away.
So
Nope.
That's why you have
and
fly.
it's got like
Nope.
it's
Nope.
like a winged
It's a concentration spell. I
scorpion,
can't just
dragon,
fly.
human.
Just push it on me and Franz, and me and Franz will go take care of this thing.
Nope.
Yep.
Fine. Tomas. Because
and-
Franz is
Where-
a pussy.
And 3 little skeletons that rode on its back as it flew over the wall
Cool.
Nope.
to come in.
Skeletons are one shots. Can I just take care of that one?
You can see. And the 2 paladins up front. One is Toolmaker.
Yeah.
And the other is one that. Who met the dwarf paladin?
I might have. I was in the circle of paladins.
I'll just say that
The
you did.
circle jerk of paladins.
So.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say you're the one that met him, and you learned that his name was. 1 second, I'm sorry, Kurdu.
Kurdu.
Yep.
Roll initiative. What's your name?
Kurdu.
Yeah. So you see Toolmaker and Kurdu
Oh yeah,
up there.
Kurdu, the guy that we're supposed to talk to. Cool.
Yep. So I'm going to say you can make it like you can't make it ahead of them, but you can place yourselves equal to or behind the two paladins.
Where are
and
the
then
bunks?
We'll roll initiative.
I'll just be right
I
here.
think Ash and I are still sleeping.
I'm gonna be no. Ash got up. He just sighed.
Well,
before
anyone
he did.
who wants in on this battle.
I'm gonna be right next to you.
I would
Em.
like to be here, and may I be?
If you're able to reach, can you try and get yourself? Because I'm rolling initiative.
I am not.
You
I will
have-
knock
you
everything
put my
over.
dice-
I try.
You put our dice way over there. I can reach. I can put them.
There we go. Got it.
Where are you from?
Oh wait, can you be this one instead of the white one?
How
just
far
threw
can I
at
go
you?
up?
Equal to them.
Or
I'll
behind.
I'll be right next to a paladin. I'll be next to Toolmaker because Toolmaker sounds dumb.
And then I'm right next to
I
you.
love
Em, yeah.
Toolmaker.
There you go.
All right, and I'm on Diana, if that's
Okay.
okay. Like I assume she was sleeping right outside where we were, and I just jumped on her and bolted. If that's okay with you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so that's gonna be.
So I'm just
30.
rolling a million.
Right to the guy. Cool.
And last but not least, Kurdu. Jesus.
Oh yeah, to roll initiative.
All right, initiative, go.
21.
Okay.
5.
Jesus.
22.
Okay.
I am.
I don't know about you. I'm feeling 22.
Give me 1 second.
I
Ash.
feel like both of us feel 22 for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
Ash, you are first.
Sweet. Just take me all the way up to the D20 because it's 30 feet from where I'm at.
Bold.
Yeah. He's done. He's done for the day, and he just needs this to be over. So he's just gonna run on up, and we're just gonna do all the things. This looks like it's it though, right? There aren't any other.
It looks like that's it. This just hopped over and carried what was on it.
We're just gonna start off all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. I don't know all my fighter stuff yet, and I should have looked that up before it was my turn.
You could delay and have Franz go. In the meantime?
I just need to know if I don't. Cool. Alright, yeah. Here we go. Oh, fuck you. Okay. I am guessing that an 11 doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
Nat 20 does, though.
Nice.
Bitches.
How are you hitting him?
I don't know. In
With
the
what?
face?
With what?
Oh, rapier.
Is it magical?
Fuck you, no.
Okay.
Cool.
Resistance.
It's awesome. Um,
Still do that double damage though.
yeah, okay.
So just regular damage.
16.
Okay, that's still
And-
good.
I still have it. No, I didn't hit with my offhand.
Okay. So, I mean, you get a good chunk, but you could tell that your weapon is not quite doing
That's
what it usually does. Franz,
I don't have any magic.
Cool,
so
I'm gonna
it
go
doesn't
up
fucking
there.
matter.
Be like, fuck you, asshole. Fuck you.
Uh-huh.
So I was gonna poop on it. Cool, I'm assuming a 25 hits.
Yep.
Cool. Boom and blade, give me that damage. Give me that sweet damage. I wish I had my
Should have used
spells on.
feminist blades. Why didn't I do that? Oh, because I can't.
Oopsie daisies.
I can't tell.
Thank you. Okay, that is going to be...
With what weapon?
It's a booming blade, so it's already
Okay.
magical.
Sounds good.
10, 15, 18, 42, 22, I don't know where I drew this off, 4, 26, 31 points of damage, and I'm going to disengage and use the last bit of my movement.
Alright. Next up is the D8 skeleton, and it's gonna move 5 feet up, and it's going to take a little pot shot at you, Franz.
Fuck you!
That is an 18.
Damn.
That does hit.
Okay. For 5 damage.
Okay, we're gonna make that 3 damage.
Mm-hmm. And next up is the D20. So this monster. I'm sorry, Ash. But
Yeah,
you
that's
were
fine.
the only one in
No,
front of it.
I knew what I was doing when I got up there.
Yep. So he's going to first swipe at you with his claw.
Yeah.
15. Does that hit?
No.
Okay, then he's gonna swipe again. And that's a 10.
No.
And then he's gonna make a sting attack with his little scorpion tail. Jesus! This
That's
is
a
going
no.
to dice prison.
No, just stay
So
there.
you-
use it for the rest of the battle.
Nope. But on the bright side, like this thing is it's like reeling back, so like it probably has been used to like picking off easy targets, so it's
Yeah.
just going for the big hits.
Yeah.
And you're ducking and dodging.
Yep.
God. And next up is Toolmaker. And she's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she's powering up her great axe right now as she is like, she's, coming back ready to like throw, not throw a football, swing a baseball bat. And on the bright side, I switched out the bad dice as I'm playing an NPC. Well, that's still a 15, so that's not going to do it. And then she's going to try again. And that, what's her strength? Sorry, that's coming close. Plus 4, plus 7. Yes, okay, good. She just barely hits it. For 11, and then she's going to smite it. Oh, double 8s on that. So, Filmmaker. God, she wrecked it a little with that. I mean, it's still looking pretty good. It's not even looking bloodied yet. But she just came up and tore at it. And next up is the D10, who is going to take a shot at her. Crits on her.
Jesus.
Probably gets her like right in her neck. Or, ooh, Jesus. It looked like it took a good chunk out of her. But she's still going strong. And then Kurdu is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he sees...
can move 30 feet. Good for him.
Oh, he can't. Nope. And then he is going to cast Bless. How many targets can that hit?
I think it's like 4.
Yeah. He's going to bless 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, Em. So all of you are now blessed.
What does that exactly mean?
I think you roll a d4 to anything. 1 second. Anything except attack rolls. Damage rolls.
Okay.
Bless up to 3 creatures, so he won't bless himself. For how long does that? So for up to 1 minute, you can add a d4 to your saving throws and your attack rolls.
Okay.
Cool.
So you've got that. Next up is M.
So the warhorse has this thing called trampling charge that reads: if the horse moves 20 feet in a straight line toward a creature, then hits it, so then attack on the same turn. That target must succeed a DC 14 saving throw or be knocked prone. If the target's not prone, the horse can make another attack with the tools as bonus action. Would that count as my action or as Diana's action if I did that?
Let's work it after today, but just call it that the horse has its own initiative.
Okay. Do you want me to roll
Sorry,
initiative for the...
horse has its own action on your turn.
Okay.
And then we'll work out, because I'm pretty sure Fine Steed is not meant to be for, like, battle mechanics, but today we'll do it.
Well, alright, so we move to, like, here, and then I'm moving, like, 20 feet in a straight line right at it, and I'm going to do the trampling charge.
Won't...
Like, you can move through allies, typically, in D&D. That's how I always... So.
Because he's a dwarf, I'll say you leap over him.
Sure.
If it was something taller...
Yeah, Diana leaps over him,
Okay.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I'll make a hooves attack.
It is a horse.
Hooves attack for Diana. Not very good, though. 13 doesn't probably hit.
Nope.
So, that doesn't work anyways. And then I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to flick my sword out and, like, wall of fire And we're gonna hit all. We're just gonna. It's gonna like.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
No. It's okay. I can do it. I'm the one casting the dumb spell.
It's not a dumb spell.
Something
It does
like
a lot for us.
Yeah.
something like that, and then
Okay.
shooting out
Yep.
in the other direction. I can hit all of them.
Yep. So, D10 fails. D20 fails. Fails. Jesus. That's all under 10. So
Thank
go for
God
it.
for Wall of Fire.
I need to find a new D20. There we go. Gray dice don't want
Okay, it does how much damage? 5d8.
Jesus.
Okay, 1, 2. Where's my? Do I have my d8? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, that'll be not very good rolls. I might be rolling the one that rolled a 1. That one hit a 1. All right, it only does 13 damage,
Okay. 1 second.
which is not very good for a 5d8, which you'd expect to do
Yeah.
20 damage. So,
On the bright side, it takes out all of the skeletons.
all right,
I
that
mean,
was
the
that
skeletons
was
are-
the real goal. Was to-
Right.
Yeah.
like
I mean,
like any damage to the boss was kind of secondary.
extra, right? Like
yeah,
you just
like
every
extra.
little bit.
And
counts.
if they have to try to move out, now we're all on top of it to take opportunity attacks. That was what I was thinking.
also
So the
that.
fire is like
Yeah.
shooting on its back.
Ash, it is your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery, which is a level spell. It has to save against a 16 Wisdom.
All right. Not gonna save.
Cool. So it's gonna take 1d4 of damage, but the most important part is that it gets disadvantage on its next attack roll. 3 points. Psychic damage.
Now is it just the first one roll or its next turn?
It's the next roll.
Yeah, it's the next
Okay.
one.
That
So
was
only
vicious.
one of, I guess, only one of its attacks.
Okay.
That
Franz,
was
you're up.
vicious mockery, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do, and I'm gonna try to attack this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my D4? Does a 28 hit?
Yep.
Cool.
Strangely enough, a 25 hit last time, but a 28 does not hit this time.
Ooh.
Okay, could have,
No, I
Your
know.
Boosted its
cantrips
AC.
aren't leveled up, right?
What?
Your cantrips aren't leveled up because you're a bard.
Vicious Mockery is
10.
always just 1d4.
No.
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 Or-
Once you hit 5th level, it's not. But because I'm a bard,
Yeah, I thought I read
Fighter.
I thought I read on Reddit that it didn't. The cantrip thing didn't
24,
matter because the cantrip
booming
takes your
blade,
overall
disengage,
level,
move
but
back.
maybe it's your spellcaster level, and so I
it's your
was-
spellcaster level.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it is your spellcaster level. So I just have to wait
It is
until I
its
decide to
turn
actually
now.
take up.
And it's going
up his
to
level of
attack.
bard.
Oh. Oh yeah, you disengaged. Okay, so never mind. I was like, nope.
I mean, it can still come get me.
It can.
I mean, it didn't hit
actually,
me a single time last time.
You know
so it
Okay, it
could.
takes-
It's going to. Yep.
So,
that's
it just
13
left
damage.
someone's space, right?
No, but it only moved 5 feet.
Oh no, but
so
it
it doesn't
moved.
disengage.
Actually, that's me
Oh.
being silly because I didn't realize it was there.
Yeah,
So it would not have moved if
that's fine.
that was there. So
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If Toolmaker was not there.
Move, it eats 5d8 fire damage.
No, I know. What it's going to do.
Just beat the shit out of me.
It is going to move, but not right now and not that way. So it's going to make an attack. Who hurt it the most? You did. So it's going to actually focus on you this turn.
Who is you?
You. So
Okay.
that's a 20.
That does not hit.
Yep.
Why are you saying you when her name is M?
Oh, that's a 26.
That does hit.
Take
Okay.
that
And now that was with the claw, and now it's going
none
to
of
do
your
a
puns
stinger.
can get worse than they were yesterday. So.
25.
Those were great.
That hits.
Okay.
Come on.
So
Oh,
let's just-
can I
Servant.
propose disadvantage on the last one with my changeling?
Yeah. That was a 19 anyway.
Yeah,
So.
that's all
Wait, no,
right.
that was a
On the
19.
dice.
Wow,
Yeah,
shit.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I won't either. So this is really
so
like,
on the bright side, my D8 rolls were really shitty as well because that was a
Okay.
1 and 2 3s.
Okay.
But you still take 12 damage.
And how many
Um,
instances of damage? It was 2, so I need to do 2 concentration checks on the wall of fire.
Yes.
Okay. Not 1, so
Oh,
the wall of
fuck,
fire
dude.
goes away.
Okay.
where's the pencil? I don't think I've used
I have a
my
pencil
How much
here.
damage did I take again?
Here's the
12, and then I'm going
Or
to need
you
you
have
to
one.
make a
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. No. Which one of these dice has not fucked me today? Answer none.
That was with the disadvantage. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because the first one missed anyway.
Con saving throw?
Yes.
10.
Okay, you are poisoned.
Okay, cool.
So there's that. And then...
Good news is, none of us have any healing power. But we're with a bunch of paladins, so this shouldn't matter.
Actually, because the wall of fire went away, it opts to not move. Actually, no, it is going to opt to move, and it's going to fly into the air, so...
We all take opportunity.
Okay, 13 damage.
Yep.
Alright,
Nat 20, bitches.
Nice!
That'll be a 19.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, all through... Its AC is 19, so...
Okay. Well, that means I hit it 50% of the time, because that was a 10.
Yep, so 1 second. How much did it take from your booming blade?
13.
Okay. Roll your damage.
14.
Okay, 1 second.
I need to get a magical weapon.
Yeah, you
You
do.
do.
Okay. So this does
And then
What if
after
they
8
have-
damage.
Oh, actually, no. It has an extra d8, so it's going to be 15 damage.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah.
Well, between all of you,
8
like,
damage from me. as well.
yeah. You guys, so Toolmaker whiffs it. She got a little overzealous. Because I want to say, Nibbler, like, popped out of the pocket and she's, like, quickly shoving him back down as she's taking a swing at it. But this thing goes to take off and fly away because it realizes it's getting fucked. And you all just, in the same fell swoop at the same time, it's kind of beautiful to watch. Just kick it back to the ground and it just collapses.
Is it dead?
It looks dead.
I'm gonna lance it again.
Yeah, we're definitely
Uh-huh.
double tap.
So Toolmaker is looking at it, and she's not quite like she's encountered
Chopping
a
its
dead
head off.
before. Yeah, she's like looking for the best way to just start taking it apart.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, no time like the present. Let's take care of it." And she
Creep
just
on fire.
as they're cutting it open.
Yeah. 'Cause we're all-
I'll wait to set it on fire.
Okay.
I can wall fire it again. I still have its spells left.
Okay. So yes. It takes a little while. But they're able to dismember it. They start salting and sprinkling with holy water. What?
Disadvantage on all those attacks.
You have to remember that! That I gave you that armor for this arc.
Well, it's not my fault. I always forget everything, and by that I mean it's always my fault.
So you're gonna finish your long rest after this anyway. On the bright side,
Does poison go away after a long rest?
you're just poisoned for a minute, so
Oh, neat.
you find that out as they're
Do I have disadvantage on my attack roll to hit it?
at this point, like,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, it had 140.
Rolled higher on the second roll.
Okay. Let's just. And Kurdu looks to you because they haven't learned their prayers yet. And he goes, "Would you like to say your first prayer?"
All right then.
And just do
I was the one who killed it, wasn't I?
just do a quick religion check.
17 plus stuff.
Nice.
1. 18.
Okay.
I have like much lower stats than everyone else. I'm like looking at you, you're like a +4, and they're like, I don't have any
rolled
+4s.
ridiculously well.
Yeah. So did Franz.
I rolled pretty alright, yeah.
That's okay though.
Yep. So
I make
that
up
was
for it with
that was
walls
actually the
of fire.
biggest
You
challenge
do.
rating thing I've given you so far. That was a challenge rating 9. Granted, you had like a lot of people on it, but it still would have fucked you up if it rolled decently.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to I'm gonna listen to the prayers
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
as I
you do a really really good
And
job.
I'm holding the sigil while I'm doing
Yep,
it.
and it actually you feel it resonate with you. Like you are at like sometimes when people pray like they just do it just and they don't get an answer, but that's okay. This time you actually do like such a good prayer. She hears you and just kind of acknowledges that. And she hasn't really had that much of a presence with you besides that one time where she, like, saved your life. Or has it?
No,
Or-
she didn't save my life. She forced me to go into the underground.
Right.
Because
The
I
same day of
succeeded
life.
in getting away from the earthquake
Yes.
when all of them were
Okay.
dying.
Yep, no. So the one time that she forced you to go to the others that were saved.
I wonder
And
why
this
our
time-
relationship is adversarial.
you simultaneously get the feeling from her. She's like, "Good job, you're coming around," and Deathbringer kind of isn't quite happy, but also not to the point where you see that, like, you feel that she's mad at you. It's just one of those, like, and then shaking her head almost. So that happens.
I'm not even trying to do that good of a job. I just rolled an 18.
And Kurdu goes, "Wow, most people." Oh, sorry. Let me try to think of my Kurdu. Wow, most people don't do that good, but nice job for a rookie. Nice job, even for better than a rookie, I guess. Good for you. You guys look tired. Do you want to go to bed? We could
Yeah.
take care of the rest of this.
Nap sounds good.
1 second. And I'm just gonna fly because I still have a spell slot, and I'm just gonna up and just like see if there's like any other fucking
You see,
shit.
no, I'm kidding.
You see an entire army of undead
I mean, but
encroaching
the thing
upon
is,
the
if you're
walls.
flying straight up, like, you do see undead, but you don't see undead, like, that big that are going to pose a threat.
Okay.
So, like, it's just undead everywhere around here, and this is, like, the one safe place that they...
I'm on Diana for it also.
Nice.
Just,
I dig it.
and then I'll fly down and land on the paladin, not on, or like
Yeah.
by the paladins, and then ride back over to the sleep place and finish up my long rest.
Nice.
Yeah. They're like, "You look tired," and Ash is like, hand to the hair, and then it just like looks tousles, as if he just woke out of bed and like is just going back to sleep.
And he goes, "Sleep well, old man." And gives you a little salute as you go by. What?
I've been rolling internal checks for you know, he's trying
Roll
to be a
it.
good person.
Just
He's gonna be- it's
roll
gonna
an
be fine.
insight check, because like you're a smart person.
I mean, I know that it's not like supposed to be mean. 25.
They're looking at you, seem to notice something, and then say, "Old man." And the two that said that have been dwarves. No one else has.
So I guess he's actually gonna stop and turn around and have this like kind of like annoyed look on his face.
Okay.
And he's gonna be like, "Why the dwarves keep calling me an old man?"
It's on your name tag.
Oh man!
I've been holding this
Fuck
for
you!
so long.
Fuck you! Was that you?
No, I didn't give it to you.
Oh.
Who do you think gave that to you?
I mean, Tobias gave it
No.
to me. But
Who's Tobias?
Tomas, Jesus. Every time, every game. I mean, they're both paladins. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
And he's just like confused, like, why do you not
So
want
he
to
gets
be...
just his like
That's
he
not your
turns beet red and just like not angry at you and turns around and it's just like, oh man, that's
Where's Tomas during all this?
probably asleep.
I was gonna say he was like actually helping the refugees, like keeping them safe, because not everyone could go out. And what happens if,
Yeah.
Do I see him?
I think he would have like went out to check on you.
Okay.
So like, cause like he's mad at you, but you're still his brother.
Yeah, I want to
So
go up
after-
to him if possible.
Okay.
What time? What date? What time?
It's like middle of the night.
Okay.
And just so you know, because here's the thing. Actually, do you plan on addressing this, Tomas, or?
There's a very possible chance that Ash is going to go buy a new cloak and just burn it somewhere.
Okay.
Like, because it's
Uh-huh.
he can do it one of two ways. It's friendly. It's a friendly jab.
Uh-huh.
Or he can be a dick about it. I don't know.
Okay, we'll wait. I won't above table it, so we'll wait to see what happens, on the table.
Yeah, I gotta let the anger simmer down a little bit.
Yeah.
If he could go, if it were not in the middle of the night and shops were opening right now, that is exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you do
Ash
see
is tired.
Franz and Tomas, on your way back, because, you would have been...
No, he just passes.
Okay.
Still probably a beat fucking red. Does not look Tomas in the eye. In fact, purposely ignores him.
Okay. And he goes, "Are you okay?"
Hey, big brother. We need to talk.
He's concerned. Did anyone get hurt?
I hope it's clear. I understand that there's a bigger threat. I understand that we have to work together towards that and not be upset with each other. But if you don't accept who you are, I don't get what you're trying to do here. This isn't... I don't know what show you're putting on for these people. That's not the brother I know.
He steps back a little and kind of thinks. And he goes, it's easy to say that when all you've known is the streets.
All I've known is how to survive.
Yeah. Before Mom died, we were okay. And I don't blame you for that. It's just, I like the way things were before Mom died and Dad left. And you didn't really experience that.
I just leave then.
He tries to, he is going to, reach out to try and grab your arm.
Okay, I'm turn around. I joke about it because I don't know how to deal with it.
I mean, I just don't see the point in telling people about this. Why does it matter?
Because it's like, if you are ashamed of your past, it's like you're ashamed of me. Because you found a way out of that life. I had to grow up in it and embrace it. So it's like when you say that didn't happen, that didn't exist, it's like saying I didn't exist.
Our lives and you are different. I'm proud of who you are. I'm not ashamed of you. I'm not ashamed of what you had to do to survive.
But part of the reason I even got to that point where you weren't around to be able to survive was because of you.
I had to go to the army.
Right.
That's not my fault.
But until that point, I survived because of you, because of how you helped me live on the streets.
He doesn't quite know what to do, because he's tiptoed around a lot of things with you since you came back, because there's a huge amount of guilt for what happened after he left, and even though he doesn't feel like he was necessarily at fault, he probably feels he could have done more to make sure you were okay, to check in, to follow up, to make sure that what he was being told was the truth. But he also just does not want to acknowledge for himself what happened. And he goes, I don't want to discredit anything you've been through or any way that you feel, but this is how I feel, and it's something that I don't want to acknowledge or bring up for myself.
Yeah, but this isn't just about you, and that's what I don't think you get.
I get it.
No, I don't. I really don't think you do.
Yup. And he goes, I mean, if you want to flaunt that we were street rats, that's your own prerogative. But I'm not.
I never wanted to, but you want to deny it. And you know I'm a little fucker. I'm a little fucker. So when you put that in my brain...
He was annoyed until you did that. And he does laugh a little, and he goes, "My friends won't think any less of me.
What's the problem?
I don't want to acknowledge it."
I'm right here, and you're gonna have to.
Okay. And he walks off, and that okay was just a, I don't know, he still doesn't know how to reconcile this. He's not hearing you,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not ready to give up this fight yet.
I know.
So.
Brotherly moments, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is 4:32.
Yeah.
So thoughts.
We played
Fuck
D&D.
Tomas.
Really? Let's talk about that.
Can I have my D4?
Yeah.
Shortness. Okay. I mean, obviously, my PC has other unresolved issues.
Oh
Really?
man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one thing
And
that
Tomas is just gonna get the brunt of it now, I think.
yeah.
Speaking of burn a
The
lot
one
of
thing I
shit.
can tell you now above table is he rolled a nat 20 on his deception check a little because you had such high insight I
No,
couldn't-
yeah, no, that's yes.
So I did
love
do
it.
a
So as a
roll.
player, I love it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's great. It's just kind of been a series of games now where my character is having a whole lot of problems.
Yeah.
But as a player, I'm totally loving it because it tells a really great story. And it does tell a really great story, but also fuck Tomas.
I also love how your relationship with him is it's really fluctuated. It goes from fuck you, let's be nice to each other.
The
fuck
problem,
you.
I think the biggest problem is that literally no one gives him gifts.
Mhm.
He has never had a birthday party that wasn't no, he has never had a birthday party. Never had a Christmas. That whole thing just not a part of his life.
Mhm.
And so that was a big deal, and now he's really mad because it was
Yeah.
because you can take this, as I said, you can take this one of two ways. It can either be friends give each other shit,
Mhm.
but he doesn't. I don't know that he thinks that Tomas was doing it that way, and so
I'm
to
not
have
gonna
it be
say anything.
no, I know.
because I don't
But to
wanna-
have it be an under
Yeah.
under the table slap in the face, actually deeply.
Mhm.
He actually gives more of a shit about this than being disowned.
Oh shit,
Like,
man.
because he was friends, I don't have those, and Tomas is cool, and no,
Yeah.
now it's just oh, okay, that was a lie. Great.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Maybe next time, maybe after. I don't know. I thought it was. It's always weird playing your brother in the sense that I know that he's existing in a different campaign. So
No,
I
the
always-
campaign's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because every time I play him and try and do a little bit more development, I was like, "Is this
No.
what's going on in the other one?"
No,
and how?
they're two
Yeah.
separate things. Two
Uh-huh.
completely separate things. No, I love it. His interactions were a lot of fun. I think it really helped really flesh out the frustrations and the kind of split in the lives of these brothers in ways that in previous sessions we didn't we only maybe scratched the surface at.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I don't
Yeah.
think it's ever realistic for two brothers who have been separated for so long to or anyone who's been separated for so long to get along harmoniously.
No, I think that having the brotherly moments is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's fun because sometimes I'm trying to think of a way to respond. For when you said that last thing, I was like, he doesn't know because I don't know because he said a good thing, but because my mentality with him is he made it out and it's just traumatic for him to think about.
Oh, I love that. No, I think that's great,
So,
and I think that's that's why I kind of I like playing a character in these moments where they're just in a way, it's a way of trying to get acknowledgement.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just
Because it is denying what you've been through by him not acknowledging it.
exactly.
The issue, like, it's an unfortunate problem where, like, him denying it helps heal him, but it hurts you.
I mean, does it really help him? Or is it just him, like, taking those feelings and shoving them down, you know?
It could be a little bit of both. Like, not, fully disclosing, like, I did not have a good time growing up sometimes, and making it out sometimes, like, it hurts to think about what things used to be like.
Right. Yeah.
Now that you've made it out.
Right.
So, there's that as well.
Like, there's it's a fine line between, like, self-care and selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what, like, Tomas is, like, trying to balance, whereas Franz is like, no, you're being selfish. You are, like, you taking care of yourself is not really helping me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that, like, it was self-care, but now that there's another entity involved. Yeah. So I'm interested in seeing how that works out. I thought it was also a good kind of, like, point where and it helps when you have such good insight, because, like, I really enjoyed being able to point out that the captain, like, suspected that he had a rough upbringing, but didn't bring it up because he didn't bring it up and she wasn't going to pry.
So we talk about this a lot. I have never made a character with really high insight. Like, where the whole point was he can tell what other people are thinking. Like, that is where he thrives, and is also pretty good at then, like, figuring out what people need and giving it to them, but he's actually better at figuring out what people need, and then, like, sometimes it's real fuck awkward.
Yep, like that one healer.
Yeah! That's just who he is. I also think it's hilarious because I did not expect Ash. So this is one of the things that I like about playing, is I don't always expect the feelings that come up for the character. And, like, he was just like, no, you ain't taking Franz nowhere. The fuck are you doing? Like, total protective, like, this moment of, no, Franz is actually 15. He is actually still a kid, and no, you're not going to take this person who I give a shit about any which fucking place, and I will fight you. And he would have.
Yeah.
He would have fought every single one of those
paladins. You were all
paladins.
ready to, like, fuck up these paladins, like, that did nothing but, like, hypnotic
they didn't
pattern.
do nothing. They didn't do nothing.
Like,
with
whoa, we need to calm down.
With no explanation, they picked him up and took him to a room where
literally all what they were going to do was ask questions. That's all it was.
You are also dealing with people who, like, the last people that were like, we're just gonna ask questions were the goddamn Inquisition. So, like, no, you're not just gonna ask questions. Not when you surround a 15-year-old by 5 fucking adults.
That's true.
Like, granting, M was in there, and, like, Ashton.
But no,
M was
it is like
there.
when the police, like, pull aside a 13-year-old for questioning, and then, like, get them on, like, things that they never did.
Right, and that's just, it wasn't,
but, like,
no
me
way.
as a DM, it, like, in my head, it's like, this is just innocuous questioning, because they're going to say, what happened? That happened? Oh, okay.
No.
You're an idiot.
Yeah,
that was what was
Ash was just like, all those feelings about being kidnapped and shit are just, like, coming out right now.
And Fran's like, well, shit. Same shit, different day.
Exactly. And you're like, well, this place we thought was safe. Lols. Like, yeah.
Now I'm gonna go bully a 13-year-old.
It's not bullying.
I just can't wait
to
play the captain in the morning being like, what the fuck are you doing? What?
We should start, like, a campaign in school. It's not bullying if they deserve it.
Stitches get stitches, bitches! Jesus!
Yeah. And they end up in ditches.
Oh my god.
What? That is 100% the truth right there.
And then it was cool with the chat with you, with the captain and M, because we got to develop whose saloon is a bit more, because this whole time whenever you said, like, oh, the people like me, like, you're not wrong, but it was cool being able to develop it to, it's not just that. So there might be a god for changelings, but, like, specific to, but this particular one is but yeah, how does it feel as a warlock having to deal with 2 entities?
Well, I mean, I only did the prayer because they asked me to. So I don't know. They don't have the same goals, but their goals don't conflict.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just like, there's like a dumb meme online where it's like it's like a train on 2 tracks, but it's like multi-track drifting, and it's like on 2 tracks at the same time going down the. That's what she's doing. Because like it's not she's still moving in the same direction. It's just she's on 2 tracks right now.
Yeah.
And they haven't and hit each other yet, or diverged in 2 very different directions.
Nice.
So it hasn't been too difficult yet. But I guess it's interesting. This is the first time I got jealousy from Deathbringer,
Yeah.
which is funny because I don't think she cares about me, or Saloon cares about me. So, at least that's how Em feels. So Emma's like the idea that one would be jealous or like be like, "What are you doing? Like you're not doing what I want you to do," is kind of funny because Emma's more like. Feel like just some person who talked to me. I mean, Deathbringer's got a little more what the Chinese would call guanxi, which is like relationship capital, with for very obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But she definitely didn't think she was like betraying. I suppose Deathbringer has a god that Deathbringer worships.
It's possible.
But that
Gods on
Em
gods on gods on gods.
Em doesn't know about that, so.
Yeah.
To Em, it's just like, oh, there's just these weird celestial beings that want me to do their bidding.
Yeah. Anything else we wanted to talk about? I could bring up other stuff, but
I don't know. Today was a fun session. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's always good to just let Franz be a 15-year-old.
Yeah. As a DM, it's fun to have I feel like the way that I laid out the different towns that you have to go to, it's fairly linear in the sense that, we have to do the avalanche first, then one of the other 2 second and third, and then, eventually we're going to get to the witch, and who knows whether or not you're going to do it right away after finishing those or spending some time. But, it's cool to at least have, an open map in a way, because, those are your things, but you could do other stuff as well. And it's cool being in a new setting, because we've been in Taizhou for a long, and we still are in Taizhou, but now we're just at the border. So I just really enjoy the aesthetic of winter. So living here is good for me. But yeah.
Maybe it'd be nice prepping for the winter to come.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. Don't fool yourself.
Winter is coming.
I only dread winter because right now I'm reseeding my lawn, and I'm doing it half at a time, so one side grows while the dogs are on the other side.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh man, I only have so many more weeks to let this grass.
Well.
Got till end of September-ish. So.
Okay, depending on how cold it gets, how quickly. Since I've been here, we've had very late winters. So normally it doesn't snow till literally January.
Yeah.
Again, knock on wood though. So
cool. Thoughts on any of the NPCs brought up today? I'm just creating conversation topics, but because
Toolmaster is dope.
So, was it the character themselves or the name? Because sometimes I feel like a name makes a character in a way. But
yes.
Not it's the only thing. But
before we knew her name, but also her name is really cool.
Yeah.
It's a name that really helps the name itself gives a lot of character to the character.
Right.
And I think the way that you talk with kind of the jovial nature, the gentle giant who's characteristically gentle but not physically gentle, I think is really fun.
Yeah.
It's also just nice to be around NPCs who want to be around player characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. So yeah, I think for that a lot of different reasons that was fun.
Is it normal to have NPCs mainly be utilitarian or?
I think that is something that can a person can very easily fall into. I just I need an innkeeper, and these are very basic characteristics that make a innkeeper work as an innkeeper, and they're usually utilitarian. Or what was the captain's name?
You didn't ask her name.
You didn't. You're
The
fucked.
captain. She's
Yeah,
the captain.
The captain.
Yeah.
Like captain figures, or like Joe. Like there's usually like a sternness to him, and that's not like saying like a stereotype.
Yeah.
I think they're very useful to be stern. That's why they're in that position of power.
Mm-hmm.
But like interacting with them is different than someone who's like more of a, I guess, a peer.
Yeah.
And I think that often, I feel like that sometimes is not rare, but when you find those moments where like, oh, this NPC is more like a peer to my character rather than like an authority figure or an oppositional figure or an innkeeper, like a service figure.
I really appreciated all the NPCs today, and I think that part of it is like last session we had like a little bit of RP that was like really meaningful, and then like a ton of combat, right? And that was really cool to like go through that grind because it's so rare that you get into a non-dungeon that is like has some grind to it, you know, which I really appreciated. And then today it was flip-flop, so like we had a lot of conversation and we spent a lot of time like just talking to people in the sick ward and like having some character development, and then like a little fight at the end to kind of prove our worth, essentially, right? And that was I appreciate that.
Yeah. And then so here's a mechanic question moving forward. Like, so like it's already established in canon that like there's undead for
miles.
Yeah. And anytime you move out of here, you're going to have to fight them. But because it's not fun to do the grind of this, like what I thought would be rolling a d20 or a d12, whichever I feel like rolling that day, or 2d6. And then like that determines how hurt or how not hurt traversing that gets you to the immediate area. So let's say out of a d20, 10 or under means you get pretty badly hurt by the time you arrive, or 10 to 15 is only mildly so, and then 15 to 20 is like you just mowed them down. How does that affect gameplay?
I feel like...
And game flow.
I mean, I think, like, narratively it makes sense for that to happen, but I think it's, like... Yes, so much in this game is, like luck of the die, but I feel like that is, like, strictly, like, all agencies removed, like, the entire, like, what usually would be, like, what spells do I use? How am I positioning myself? How are we choosing to engage? That's all taken away. So, like, even though the dice might not be in our favor, I could, like, stand back and shoot, like, my hand crossbow as opposed to, and, like, try to not take damage, or, you know, casting shield, or uncanny dodge, or any of those things. Like, those are taken away from me as a player when that happens.
I mean, I think there are, you know, I think that there might be other things that we can do to kind of, like, transverse. Like, we might just fly over everything, you know?
That's true.
And then, like, you know, luck of the die, is there a flying demon that we then have to deal with, right?
Well,
Like,
you encountered one.
right. Or whatever. Like, I think that... Yeah, I don't know that I would like it if that was all of it.
How would you suggest, like, and this is me just, like, being curious, just spitballing, like, how can we get through this narrative thing that exists without spending an hour and a half anytime you want to move out of the area?
I mean, obviously, like, you have a plan for all of this, but I feel like part of what their goal is to reclaim areas and, like, push back the undead back towards the tomb or whatever that place was called. So it might make sense that, like, we're, like, in the process of, like, clearing out towns or whatever our mission ends up being there. In the process, like, we're pushing back the undead so that the risk of, you know, random attacks is lessened.
Right. I mean, I think that, you know, like, these people have been here a long time, and I think that each one of us understands that we're not, like, undead hunters, except for maybe M.
A little bit.
I am an undead hunter.
But, like, we have not encountered the idea of this many undead in this kind of square footage.
Yeah.
But they have. Like, they've been here a while. Like, obviously they're holed up, and so... like, what can we do to use their tools to make it better? So, like, for instance, we, at the Seeker camp, they had all of those runes that, like, exploded everywhere. So how can we, like, figure out how to lay stuff down as we're going, right? So, like, even if we, like, have to sneak a bunch or take some potions that allow us to pass without trace or whatever, and then also be laying, like, boundary lines as we're going, Like, if the whole point is for us to be here and basically be an army with 3 people,
That's true.
then we have to be thinking about what are our strategies to act like a full army even when we're not a full army. And what does that look like, and what preparations do we make before we depart? And I think that there's a lot we can do. We just have to be really strategic about it.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
you always bring up the level, like, level 3 is like a folk hero, level 5 is like, so can you bring that up and kind of relate it to the characters now? Because you're talking about, like, you're an army of 3.
Oh,
so.
yeah, level 1 to 5 is like local heroes, and I think 5 to 7, or 5 to 10 is like supposed to be, you know, obviously it's adjusted for your campaign, but it's supposed to be like national heroes or and then 10 to 15 is like heroes of the realm or something like that. But anyways, yeah, so it'd be like heroes of like the nation or something like that, or something like similar level of hero. I think 5 to 10 is where you start to become almost like junior superheroes, right? You're like the Spider-Man, right? Because like, or well, I guess that's maybe 1 to 5 because they're your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You're like Spider-Man when he's really good, strong.
You're like Spider-Man, who's like, why can't I just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Yeah.
If you've been to space. Anyway, so like 1 to 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming, and then 5 to 10 is Spider-Man Endgame.
I mean, honestly,
Or
I've been in a
Infinity War.
lot of campaigns that like where we are basically on the battlefront, right? And you can't ever be the entire battlefront, except for very rare cases, which I have done that and it sucks. That's a lot of grinding.
Yep.
But like, I would be okay if we spent some sessions just like, what does it look like to prep this 1 day space between here and the next town?
True.
And then to do that around, so we have a full day between us and the next undead. Like, what does that look like? And how do we organize that to make that happen? Like, what spells do the refugees have? Like, how can we bottle this shit to, like, bury it and, like, make, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
nets.
actually,
Like, how do we make a net?
yeah, so I
How do we
actually,
pretend to be Iron Man instead? Like, basically.
I enjoy that a lot, because in my head I'm just, I was thinking about, like, another session like last one, where I was like, alright, last one was good because, like, we don't do it that much, but if we did that every time, it might get a little drag, you know.
Right.
So I didn't want to worry about that, but then, like, of course I'm playing with smart people and smart players, so.
Well, I mean, I
So-
think the other...
oh,
go, you...
I was just gonna update what I said earlier, so go ahead.
So I mean, one of the things that you pointed out earlier is, like, you have persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of us, this party has a shit ton of charisma, right? And so how do we utilize that to, like, get refugees who have magic to be doing some shit?
Or like
And, like...
the idea of like construction projects. So
Right,
get refugees like building like ditches with spikes or something.
Right. Right. Or, like, how do we make a moat of holy water? Like, what does that look... You know, like, how do we...
We need a trebuchet.
What?
We need a trebuchet that can fling holy water.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, like, between all of us and the amount of knowledge we have and, like, all of that stuff, there's so much that we can do, and I think
Because
that's
I think,
one of the cool things about this is that you have a lot of planning sessions and you have a lot of doing sessions.
and I think with like charisma, it's often seen as like the horny modifier,
Right. And
or
it's
like
not-
the deceptive modifier.
It really needs to not be
Which
that. It
it-
makes me
Yeah.
mad when it's only that.
And like
Yep.
you know, there's a time and place for that. But it's also like, how can you be like a charismatic leader? How can you
Right.
be a commander?
Right.
How can you inspire people? And I think that's part of the reason why, for instance, like Paladin is so dependent on charisma, even though it's like people are like, why another charisma-based spellcaster? Well, because it makes sense for
Yeah.
how Paladins lead. Not so much sorcerers. I still don't get sorcerers as charismatic casters. That's a whole other conversation.
Well, I mean, because it's not really based on wisdom or intelligence. Like, they're just naturally gifted.
I get that. It's just, it's still, like, it's weird knowing, like, what charisma is and, like, what attributes
Well, I mean,
affects.
To bring in some anthropology.
Go for it.
Charisma culturally is seen as something that you are born with.
Yes.
You are pretty, you are born with money, you are born with power somehow or some which way, and charisma is very much like you don't learn it. And that's not true, actually.
As the pickup artist demonstrates.
Right. Exactly. And charisma can be a whole lot more than that, but I mean, in terms of like who created these books, I mean, these are white American men for the most part. And charisma, culturally in America, is seen as something you were born with. So of course, when we're talking about sorcerers, we're talking about charisma. Like, you just are that way. Like, bards have charisma because they perform, but also they're just born that way.
Well, you could be like a draconic or wild magic sorcerer with shitty charisma, then you just can't do your spells well, right? And so what I'm reading on the sorcerer thing is that charisma is your spellcasting ability for your sorcerer spell, since the power of your magic relies on your ability to project your will into the world. So I guess the ability to project one's will is a charismatic thing. It's, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so, I mean, all of the things, all of the rules, all the mechanics have something written that tells you why they wrote them that way, but that doesn't mean that that's actually the reason it was written that way. Does that make sense? Like, in terms of the anthropology stuff.
Sure.
In terms of the scholastic, academic shit.
What was I gonna say? It was also interesting playing a bunch of paladins today, because, like, the one time I played a paladin, I tried to play, like, this quote-unquote stereotypical paladin, lawful, stupid, always and I did not have fun playing them. But because I was just trying to fit a stereotype.
Right.
But it was interesting playing the paladin that's, like, kind of gaming the system a little, because, like, I didn't get into it all that much, but Tomas uses his goody two-shoes reputation to, like, sometimes take something when someone's being shitty. And then you've got someone...
Yeah, he relies on that as his armor, which is something that Ash has seen more than once.
Yeah. So there's that. You've got, Toolmaker, who's just, like, big and friendly and loves helping people. You've got Kurt, who you haven't really met all that much yet. So it's just interesting playing a range of people that happen to share a same class. So
yeah, what I like about paladins and, like, the idea of, like, the lawful stupid. The way I found enjoying playing with paladin is not just, like, playing against type, but testing type. Like, I feel like what makes a paladin interesting to play is when they either internally or externally are being tested, and they have to really balance their ideals, and not just falling back on them in the stereotypical way. But you have to also be up to play that.
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, me and Corey have talked about this in terms of bards quite often, actually, now. There is not a single class that's not interesting. There is not a single class that needs to be one thing and one thing only. I
All
think,
Rangers are Aragorn. Come on.
Shut up. But, I mean, like, and I think that's really, like, it's really important for us to, as, like, gamers, to understand that, like, bards are not only horny, like, paladins are not only lawful stupid, like, rogue is not the only acceptable class, like, like, you can make every single character good and fun.
And what you want.
And what you want, because every single character is a full person.
I was listening to Matt Colville the other day, and he brought up a really interesting point, because he was talking about, we think of, like, Conan as a barbarian, but the way that Conan actually does his things are all of, like, a rogue skill set. He's sneaking in, he's trying to manipulate, like, the system. He's not doing traditional barbarian things as he's presented. So you could play a rogue that looks like what a barbarian would look like, and fuck it.
Well, and they can have those personality types. Like, the personality types are not necessarily on the page, right? Like, I have a +5, I have 20 charisma, and Ash is still awkward as fuck sometimes. Like, because there are just situations in which he feels deeply uncomfortable or has not encountered before, or he's trying out a new type of charisma.
Yeah.
And that means that most of the time people are going to be pretty okay with that, because he has 20, so he can't normally fuck it up too bad. But, like, it doesn't mean it's not awkward.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, unless, like, charisma was so important to, like, mechanically building a bard, that you would put as much charisma into him?
Yes. Because Ash is actually pretty charismatic, but he's charismatic situationally.
Gotcha.
And he... Like, just because you're charismatic doesn't mean you know how to be with people.
Oh,
he knows
absolutely.
how to perform.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he is actually a very good performer, and did that for most of his life. So, like, a lot of, up until he kind of left to really be a bard, he had been performing what society expected him to be. And thought about it that way. Like, he put on a face when he left. Which is why I was really sad that I was so out of it for the Answith conversation, because I
You
would
can
have
have
very
another,
differently.
who knows?
Oh no. Ash is fully on the send it out to the Inquisition, and if they can't take care of it, well, they died, now he has to go do it.
Yeah.
Like, he hopes that he doesn't have to kill her, but also, like, she's a really awful person, so.
It is 5:02.
Oh, man.
Yes.
As much as I hate
Jesus.
cutting it off.
How time flies.
Yeah. Good session today, guys.
Yeah, that
Very
was really
good.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you
Oh,
for
Thank you so much for
joining us
joining
today.
us. Auf Wiedersehen.
Wonderful
Just as a
day.
practice, don't forget to hit the...
Oh.
Yeah, because ready? Oh, look at that. Anyway.
It just ends
bye.
everything?